What's up, y'all? It's Coach Justin. What's up, y'all? It's Coach Justin. Welcome to the Sit Down Podcast. We have a very, very, very special guest. One of my childhood friends. I've been trying to get on the show for a while for plenty of reasons. I'm glad we finally got it done. Juan Toscano-Anderson, how's it going, brother?
It's going well, man. Appreciate you having me.
Of course, man. Thanks for coming. Finally got it done. So obviously, we know a lot about you already. Mm-hmm. Let's go back a little bit. Let's kind of talk about, how you got into basketball, when you started. I have a funny story of us when we first met. You probably don't even remember this. So yeah, let's just, go down the line and kind of tell us about your career from the beginning.
All right. Well, everybody knows that Mrs. Al Adams' wife, she put me in basketball camp in third grade.
Okay.
I transferred from Stonehurst in East Oakland to Montclair Elementary.
Okay.
Then ended up going to Montera, and I met a guy, Stephen Sanders. Shout out to Stephen. We haven't spoken in a long time, but he was my middle school friend, and his stepdad ended up being our coach at Montera. And I just took a real liking to their family. My family wasn't really basketball oriented. Wasn't something that clicked for us. And my mom was a single parent with 4 kids, so it was hard for me to maneuver to do extracurricular activities and shit like that. So,
where are you in the siblings? Are you
I'm
oldest?
the second.
Okay. So you have an older brother?
Older brother who's 3 years older than me. Mm-hmm. A little sister who is 21 now. I'm 27.
Okay.
A little sister who's 21. And a little brother who is 16.
Your little brother.
Drew, a smooth dude. But I took a liking to their family, man. They really took me in, man. And like I said, I ain't spoke to that family in a long time, and I ain't really got to thank them. I try to thank everybody that's helped me along the way, but this family is really what jump-started my whole, everything. So shout out to Stephanie Martin, Raven Sanders. Raven ran track at Tech, for people who may know her. Pele Martin, Stephen Sanders, they real good people, man. They basically let me live with them. I was sleeping on their floor sometimes because we was having practice at 7 a.m. at Montera.
In middle school?
Yeah, because that was the only time we could get the gym.
Yeah.
So I was just spending the night at their house, and it went from me spending the night once or twice a week to me damn near spending the night every single day. And so we was Oakland Stars. Okay. That was our AAU team outside of Montera.
So you're in what grade right now?
6th grade.
6th grade, okay.
Yeah, so he just took our whole Montera team and just took it to the Boys and Girls Club on 86th.
Yeah.
That was the Boys and Girls Club I had already grew up at anyway. So I grew up playing soccer there, playing basketball there.
Oh, you play soccer?
Yeah, that was my first sport.
For real?
I come from a Mexican family, bro. That was my first sport. No, basketball wasn't a thing in my family. You know what I'm saying? So where was I? So yeah, he just took our whole team and just made an AAU team. It was Oakland Stars, and then we ended up merging with DBC. And so that's how I know Kiwi, Nick, Malo, all them. We was the B team though. I wasn't good at basketball, bro. They'll tell you I was whatever. I was just another hooper when I was a youngster. You know what I'm saying? So that's really where it started. Is that family.
So do you play with? So then DBC. So you guys are merged. So now you're kind of playing in the local tournaments and everything, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys traveling at all or no?
Yeah, we was going to Vegas, Reno. I think that's it, really. We never did no real tournament. We wasn't real AAU. You know how they got EYBL now and Adidas Gauntlet and shit like that. We was just doing local tournaments, going to Reno for that. It's 500 teams there.
Memorial Day.
That's the first thing that's
wrong on those
AAU,
terrible floors.
Yeah,
a puzzle.
If you had an AAU tournament, bro, and it's more than 25 teams, 30 teams, that's some bullshit, bro. Come on, man. You gotta go. I don't know. AAU's a joke now.
Yeah, it's a lot different. I talk about that all the time. So let's go into high school. So did you finish at Montera or did you?
Yeah, I finished at Montera, and I played 3 years with DBC. Yeah,
okay.
So I was with that same group, that same family the whole time.
So let's go into high school. Where do you go to high school initially?
So I transferred to Castro Valley.
Okay.
I was supposed to go to Skyline, but I transferred to Castro Valley. My brother was at Castro Valley. Yeah.
Is it just because of brother, or did you have friends that were going there?
Nah,
what made you go to Castro Valley?
So we had ended up moving to Castro Valley as well. We ended up moving to Castro Valley a few years before that, while I was still at Montera. Mm-hmm. But my mom was already my mom worked in downtown Oakland, so she was passing there every day. Yeah. Right. And I was already established there. She was just thinking about me being a kid, having friends and stuff. But yeah, I ended up transferring to Castro Valley after that.
So let me ask you this. How good are you at this point?
Going into high school?
Yeah.
I'm decent. I mean, if I went to like a Ojai or a Tech or a Mac, I probably wouldn't have played JV. I don't know, maybe. Castro Valley, they had some cool players, bro, but they wasn't like the JV and the freshman squad wasn't like that. Mm-hmm. And I ain't gonna say that I was weak. Like I was far from weak, but I wasn't elite. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up playing JV my freshman year. Me, Rod, Roger Bobbitt,
Nice.
Killer.
That's one of my favorite players. Bro.
Killer, and I'm gonna give him his respect on camera. Killer,
that's a
and everybody know it. Killer.
So you guys came in. Did you know him before that or no?
So yeah, I had met. It's crazy. I had met him through one of my friends, Wuda.
Okay.
Wuda, we played Oakland Stars together. We grew up in the same hood.
Okay.
I'm from 95th and 8th Street.
Okay.
He's from 9-4 and East Street, I think. I don't want to get that wrong, but I think so. And so I had met Rod right before 8th grade.
Okay.
And so Wuda didn't want to go to Castlemont because that's his district. And so I just let him use my address to come to Castro Valley. So he was at Castro Valley for 2 weeks. And then he ended up transferring to Berkeley High because he got in. And Rod actually lived in the same area, not the same, you know, he was up on like 106th or something, but his district was Castlemont. So he was at Castlemont for like a month. And I knew him, and I didn't know nobody at Castro Valley. And I'm just thinking, like, when I get there, it is predominantly white. And so I'm thinking, like, damn, I need one of my partners with me, you know what I'm saying? And so I told Rod, I was like, just transfer up here. And he was thinking about it for a while. And we was having open gym. And I was like, I was damn near begging, bro, to come up there. Like, bro, just come hoop. Like, don't even worry. But I had already talked to the coach. Before I even, like, spoke to Rod about it, like, I had this preconceived plan. Like, I had already thought this out in my head. I talked to my mom, like, hey, since Wuda left, since Josh left, can we get Rod to use our address and come here? And she was like, okay, I'm going to figure it out. So I ain't tell Rod this yet, but I ain't tell him this yet. But I had told the coach, I'm like, yeah, he going to end up transferring. Here's my cousin. Uh-huh. Well, it was my god brother. I don't know what the hell I said, anything. But he was like, yeah, bring him to the workouts. Rod was killing, bro.
Rod is nice.
Rod was killing, bro. He was on another level. So that's just how he got rolling. And he ended up transferring probably like 2 weeks later. And like it was easy for him to leave Castlemont. I mean, Castlemont ain't really a good school, you know what I'm saying? And
they're going through something right now. I just saw an article about that school.
Okay, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? Castro Valley is a pretty good school, bro. I would say they got a lot of resources, more resources than Oakland schools.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So he ended up coming there, and then the rest was history.
Okay, let me ask you this, because this is the funny story I have. How tall were you as a freshman?
Bro, I came into high school like 5'7", 5'8".
So I want to say it was my junior year, summer.
Yeah, because that's around the time I met you when you was playing with High Intensity.
This is before that. I was playing with Amador.
Amador, yeah. We was at an Amador tournament, yeah.
No.
You had the braids,
Yes. It was summer league at Lost Po, right down the street. You were playing with Castro Valley. You had to be a freshman. I think I'm about to be a junior. So you might have been. Did you play summer league incoming freshman?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
So long story short, we're playing it up here at Lost Po in the game. And at this point, like I'm popular, like I'm a hooper.
Yeah,
like,
you was
right. So
don't sell yourself short, bro.
Right? No, I know.
A killer, we know it.
So you were guarding me, right? Uh-huh. And like you're like all up on me, and I'm like, bro, why? I don't know you at the time, so I'm like, bro, watch out, like, what? And you would not get away from me, and it's like the whole game you was just like a pest, and I'm like, who is this little dude? Because you was small at the time,
right?
So I'm like, who is this little dude? And then I start seeing you more. I'm like, okay, you play. I always loved you for that, because most people younger than me would have backed down. Right. I would have been like, let me go guard one of the white dudes or something. Right. But you was like, nah, I'm here. You was talking shit, like pushing me. I'm like, bro, I'm laughing like, who is this dude? So then I start seeing you with DBC or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then when do you go to the Rebels?
So, so our sophomore year, we ended up playing varsity. And I wasn't really playing like that. And I didn't really see no future in basketball. So I was actually going.
As a sophomore? Yeah,
actually, let me rewind a little bit. So after freshman season, I ended up trying to go play for the Rebels, and this is Phil and them, TJ, Meaty, Neek.
A bunch of faces of the Rebels.
Yes, these dudes, they was them dudes at that time. You know, they still them dudes in my eyes.
Right,
you know what I'm
100%.
saying? But on the hoop scene, they was really them guys. And so I went to go try out, and for whatever reason, I think I wasn't good enough. You know, and that's cool. Like I wasn't. I know that.
But let's not forget the fact that these guys have been playing together since like the fourth
grade,
yeah.
and they was really good. They was already committed at this time. Like TJ.
At this point, this is a machine.
Yeah, exactly. You know, TJ was already. I think he might have been committed to Santa Clara or about to. Same with Neek.
Santa Barbara. Oh no, Santa Clara first.
Yeah, they was going to Santa Clara.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
And bro, I wanted to go there so bad with them.
Clara.
But so
not because of them, but I mean, obviously not because of them, but. If I could have got into something with like my transfer grades, I wanted to commit to Santa Clara.
Okay.
Like immediately, early.
It's a nice school.
I went on me and Dame Powell went to open gym up there. Oh my God, I was killing it.
It's nice.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead.
No, you good. So
trying out for the Rebels.
Yeah, I tried out anyways. I didn't make the team, and I was just like off it. So I went back, played sophomore year, and it wasn't anything special. So I was just like.
So who did you play with that summer? DBC still?
I don't think I played. Yeah, probably DBC
just
still, but I don't think we really played. I think it was just like some bullshit for real.
A lot of the DBC players play with other teams.
Yeah,
most of the time.
The better ones for sure play with soldiers and different stuff. So then after sophomore year, I actually was like told myself I'm done with hoop. I quit. I told my mom I'm quitting. Like I'm off it.
How tall are you now? I'm gonna keep asking you.
I'm probably like 6'3", 6'4" at the time.
Where the hell did this fucking growth spurt come from?
Bro, like, I don't know. I'm the tallest in my family. Like, I don't know, bro. We always joke about it. Like, we don't know where this height came from.
That is crazy, bro.
My mom's only like 5'7".
I was jealous a little bit.
I got lucky, bro. God bless me for sure.
No, for sure. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, bro.
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
I was actually going to quit. And then randomly, after I had met Meaty the first time I went to go try out with them, and then we was talking. He was like, "I'm at Tennyson, blah blah." So we had kept in touch, and then we played against each other during the season. So he had hit me and was like, "Bro, come to early workouts like before AAU season start." I'm like, "Nah, I'm cool off hoop." He was like, "Nah, just give it a try." I'm like, "I'm cool." Didn't go. He called me like a week later. Just come back. Shout out to Meaty, man. I tell him all the time. He saved my life, bro.
That's dope.
He saved my life for real. Because I was actually genuinely gonna quit hoop. I was like, fuck hoop.
That's crazy.
And so he called me again. And this is why I appreciate him, because it's easy. It ain't easy, but it's cool to pick up the phone one time to call somebody. But it's like another thing to pick up the phone again to call somebody. Right. And so he called me again, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go. And it was at West Campus. And this when they were Hoosiers. We was Hoosiers at
okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
Hoosiers.
Yep.
And so the first workout, bruh, I didn't even know who Rain was, bruh. And we doing bear crawls, and like I guess I said it out loud, but I'm like, damn, this workout hard, bruh. And he literally walked up to my face, bruh, and said, fuck this workout, keep going. And he cussed me out, bruh. And I was just like my pops was never around, my pops wasn't around growing up, so I ain't never really have no grown man talk to me like this, bruh. And if I did, if a grown man even talked to me remotely close to this, like I was ready to, feel me, do whatever. Yeah. And I was just like, damn. And I respected it though, bruh. Yeah. And so I just fell in love with that dude for that, because I don't know, bruh, like being around Phil and them, shout out to them, man, Rain, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel the love and you know it's from a good place. And so. And
I've never, not to interrupt you, I've never played for either one of them. I tell this story all the time. When I committed to New Mexico State, my coach made it mandatory for me to go work out with Rain.
Okay.
Menzies. He was like,
"Oh yeah, they good people.
Before you come here, you have to work out with Rain." So I was sliding with the bricks and everything.
Rain gonna put you through that real shit, bro. And Rain definitely prepared me to go to Marquette, because that ain't, bro. Buzz's boot camp. Oh,
we gonna get there.
Yeah. So
now you that's special for you, because a lot of people can't buy in like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I would want to say you have common sense.
I'm a team player, bro. I got siblings. Right. I know how to make it make sense for everybody. Like whether it's business, whether we gonna fit in a car, whether we gonna piece up on some money for a table, pizza, whatever it is. I know how to make shit make sense for everybody involved, bro.
But that's special, though.
That's a real leader, bro. Yeah. And I'm not giving myself a pat on the back and saying I'm a real leader, bro. But you got to understand how to just get the job done. Fuck everything else, bro. Just get the job done. And that's what it's about.
No, you're 100% right. And that says a lot about your character, because it took for you to see, okay, like you mentioned the respect and the admiration for TJ and them as hoopers the year prior.
Right.
And then you come into this workout with them and you're seeing that these guys are falling in line. So why change the wheel?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that says, so don't just run over that. Like that's something special as you as a person to even, you probably subconsciously did that, but you did that. You know what I mean?
Like I said, at the end of the day, bro, like these was they was my idols, bro. I looked up to them. They was committed. They was doing everything I wanted to do.
Earlier, I was gonna stop you earlier, but you mentioned Meaty said, "Come to our early workouts."
Yeah,
our early workout. Like people don't do that no more.
But see, and this is what I'll say, bro. Like throughout that time, I never seen now I'm a pro now and I see it differently. But I never seen no kids even as in high school or even when I got to college really just be on a regimen like TJ and Neek.
Yeah.
And me and Meaty, we did it, but mentally we wasn't trying to do what they was doing every day. We only did it because TJ is a real leader, bro. You know, Neek is a real leader, and they really was working out every single day. Me and Meaty was I was catching a bus from Castro Valley to Bayfair BART. He was catching the bus from Saliandro BART. We was meeting at Bayfair, and we was taking BART to Berkeley every single day, bro. We was taking turns sleeping. You get to sleep. We are so tired. For real, bro. This is real story.
That's hard, though.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes one of us didn't have money or whatever. We walk into Target getting a big-ass jug of water, some cookies to split, just a little. Bro, like, we was really grinding. And they really was putting this work in, bro. Like, and that's the culture over there. You know what I'm saying? So I just fell in love with that. And it's like I said, I wanted to do everything they were doing with basketball. I wanted to be recruited. I wanted to be talked about on the AAU scene. I wanted to be that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I just fell in line with it.
So, okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. So at what point does that become a reality to you? Because you just we just went from I was about to quit, Meaty wouldn't let me, you know, he forced me. So at what point does this switch hit? Like, damn, I really might be able to do this. Because now you're about what, 6'3"?
I'm probably about 6'4" now.
6'4"?
6'4", yeah, 6'4", 6'5". I want to say it's towards the end of that summer after sophomore year, my first year playing with them, and we were in Vegas. And
I think I remember this tournament.
I'm my biggest critic, bro, and that's
to this day.
That's a gift and a curse. Because if I miss a shot, sometimes you might see me put my head down or be too hard on myself. Mentally, I can get over it, but sometimes I'm too demonstrative that the people around me don't realize that I'm able to just keep move on. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one thing I'm working on to stop being so demonstrative. But I airballed back-to-back threes, bruh, in the tournament, and it's hella coaches sitting right there, and I was nervous. Like I said, I had never, even playing with DBC, we never went to tournaments like this, and that's why I say AAU's bullshit. Parents need to stop putting their kids in these bullshit ass tournaments and spending their money. But anyway, that's a different story. So, bruh, Phil Taylor, shout out to Phil, man. This was a
legend, man.
I always talk about pivotal moments to people because it don't have to be this big ass thing you doing, but a pivotal moment. Phil pulls me outside, buy my jersey,
He's
bro.
known for that.
Bruh, pulls me outside, buy my jersey, bruh, and gets in my face and says, "You better stop playing like a little ass bitch" in front of all these white parents. And I'm looking around like, damn, wait, you doing this in front of these people? And two, y'all ain't gonna say nothing? Right. But I loved them for it, bruh, because I went back in there and I start killing, bruh, and my whole life changed. After that tournament, every mid-major on the West Coast was recruiting me.
I remember this tournament.
And so that was after, I don't know if you want to talk about senior, that was after, or you want to talk about junior or senior, because that was after sophomore year. So that's when I started really getting recruited, and that was the last tournament of the summer. So that's just what kind of like flipped that switch, and mid-majors was just flooding in Castro Valley High.
That's huge. So let's go into junior year. Let's go into junior year. So now, where's Rod at this point?
Rod is still doing him, bro. Rod played varsity since the end of freshman year.
Rod is nice, bro.
Yeah, Rod is doing. I'm still in Rod's shadow at Castro Valley, low key, and I ain't mad about it. Like, I was envious of him in a good way. I chased him.
Yeah.
Like anybody that know me, bro, I don't hate on nobody. Nobody. That just ain't me, bro. It's too much money in the world for us to be fighting for one source of income, or my light don't have to dim nobody else's light. And I'm very aware of that. Like I said, bro, I'm an ultimate team player. I got multiple brothers and sisters, and I know how I go. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to shine. We got to share. But I was just chasing him, bro, and he was killing. I was still in his shadow. But I was on the AAU scene, so I had all the coaches coming in. But when they came to Castro Valley, they was like they was on him too. Yeah. So we was killing, bro. We took it on. We lost some big games. Like we lost to Newark Memorial the first game of the year. I don't know. We lost some good games, but to senior dominated teams, you know, like legit teams that have been killed. Newark Memorial was a good team. That's when Tank and all them was there. You know what I'm saying? And then
a group of kids that have been playing together since 3rd, 4th grade.
Exactly. A whole group, and they had legit players. And then we ended up losing to Sheldon.
Is this one? Did they have Darius?
Yeah, so Darius ended up putting 50 on us. But I'm gonna tell you why he ended up putting 50 on us, bro. I got 3 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game. Rod got 4 fouls, bro, in the first quarter, and Chris Reed had 3 fouls by halftime.
Chris Reed was the athletic guy, huh?
Yeah.
I liked him.
And so I ain't going, whatever, bro. That was 10 years ago. I ain't going to be like, oh, they was cheating, but come on, bro.
No, we all have games like that.
Your 3 best players, bro, that's what? 8, 9 fouls between your 3 best players, right. And so we had to go a zone for the rest of the game. And he's a good player, bro. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. But he was college ready at that time, and he was just shooting the shit out the ball. He was torching us, so we ended up losing to them.
He can go though. I mean, that's not a 50. That's like embarrassing.
He was a college ready player. He was 250, 6'9", bro. Could shoot it, could do everything, bro. Yeah, like he was like a Jared Sullinger. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he
quick, athletic.
He was college ready, bro. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
So that's a playoff loss? Oh no. Yeah. That's who you guys lost in the playoffs?
That's who we lost. That's who put us out. That was our final game.
Damn, it used to be some heat out here, bro.
It was.
Me and Will Lou was just talking about that the other day. Like, that's when, bro, we got to get the Bay Area back somehow.
The Bay Area was a hot spot, bro, at that time. Like, it was some real talent. Like, we talking about me and Rod. We still ain't even talking about Jabari and Josiah. And
that's what I'm saying.
All these got TJ. You know, we talked about TJ, Meaty, Brandon Ashley, Junior Longer.
You know who Will mentioned the other day? what's his name? Devereaux from
Devereaux Manley.
Oh, he was
That's my bucket. Boy. Me and him was actually best friends in 3rd grade.
Really?
He went to Stone. We both transferred into Stonehurst at the same exact time.
Me and him don't really have a relationship, really, but he's one of the dudes. Because, you know, me being known as a shooter, he was one of the dudes I used to look at, okay, he could shoot that motherfucker.
He a good dude,
bro. People like Meaty and him, of course. Right. But he was one that was like, underrated, he could shoot that motherfucker.
And I don't know why he's so I mean, I wouldn't say he underrated because he went to Kent and did his thing. Right. But
he had a great career.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't get as much respect. I mean, maybe because it was just so many. It was loaded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, think about that. Like, and we can keep saying names as like people that we just don't think of.
Jabari Bird.
That's what I'm saying.
DA, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So let's go into so now that summer you stay with the Rebels. Or you guys are the Rebels.
Yeah, so we're the Rebels. And
so this is junior year or something. So this is your last year.
This is our last year of AAU. And so I got all the mid-majors on the West Coast. I got a few Pac-12s calling. Ain't nobody really offered yet.
The conversation is starting though.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel about this at this moment? Is it like, oh shit, it's happening, or is it like, nah, nigga, I'm here? Like,
nah, bro. No, I think it's oh shit, it's happening. Like, cause the mid majors was dope, but that's all I seen, bro. My first unofficial, bro, I went to UC Davis, bro, and my mom wanted me to commit on the spot.
My mom did that too.
But I ain't gonna blame my mom, bro. Like, we come from a poor Mexican family, bro. Like, my aunt got a master's, but I'm going to school. I get to go to school for free. I get to go to school to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? My mom would have never been able to afford to send me to school. And I know UC Davis is a hell of a school. Yeah. And that's all. You'll understand my mom's perspective when we start talking about college. But, yeah, so it was like it's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting buzzed, and then we went to a tournament in Indiana. And we ended up recruiting Jakari to come play with us. Jakari Whitfield. Yeah. We didn't even talk about Jakari and Brendan Keene at St. Joe's. Killers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Jakari had a great college career.
I love Kari, bro. Me and him bump heads a lot, but we bump heads because he one of my friends that's always going to speak. Tell me when I'm wrong. Too. Yeah. Super passionate. And I really appreciate him because he tell me when I'm on bullshit, or he not always just going to agree with what I say. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Indiana, we playing, bruh, and we ran this. He came and put a play in for me, bruh, called Drop. And it was like a backdoor play, bruh. And I remember the first time we ran it, bruh, I just took off and dunked on like 3 people at the same time. And from that moment, bruh, after that game, like even during that game, it went from maybe like a few high majors watching, but to hella high majors came over to that game. Mm-hmm. And thereafter, every game after that, we had high majors at our game. Marquette, Texas, Clemson, Baylor, Florida State, Syracuse, Memphis. And they was all there for me.
Right.
TJ was committed. Dominique was committed. Meaty had broke his thumb. Kari was getting like, his buzz on the West Coast, but everybody knew the mid-majors was there for me. And I was just like,
because this is when I remember the Vegas tournament. And when I say I remember it, I wasn't there, but I remember it was coming back home.
Yeah.
Your name, it was like, damn, Juan is out there showing out. Then I remember I don't know if it was Indiana specifically, but I remember this summer because that's when it started becoming like, no, this nigga is on one.
Yeah, so after that game, that exact game, I ended up getting an offer. Bro, they all text Rame after the game. I ended up getting an offer from Colorado, Texas, Colorado, Arizona State, Cal, Utah, Baylor maybe. It was like 6 high majors, but like real high majors.
How you feeling at this point?
I'm feeling like the man, but at the same time, like Rain was letting me run the point, and I was a team player, so I was never out there like on no selfish shit. Like I was just playing my game, hooping, dunking on niggas. Right. You know what I'm saying? And trying to help everybody eat. Like these really my family, bro. These people helped me get to this point. Like I want the high majors to be watching all of us. Mm-hmm. Like I said, bro, just because my light is shining don't mean y'all light got to be dim. You know what I'm saying? So I was never like on no selfish shit. I was feeling like the man though, and when I came back to school, like I just, even though, and I ain't never, it was never my shit to the public, and maybe not my shit in regards to me and Rob, but like we both was getting our shit off, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I felt like this was my shit. I know in his mind, he felt like it was his shit, but we was never.
That's what made y'all great though.
Exactly, we was never on no selfish shit, bro. Mm-hmm. We was never on no hating shit, none of that, bro. Like when
it
he got
1A, 1B.
Yeah, exactly. When he got back-to-back NorCal Player of the Year, I was like, damn, I ain't get it, but well-deserved, bro. I'm glad you got it, and I didn't. If anybody else got it, you got it, and I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying? So I just went back to school feeling like the man, and the rest is history. We was just killing.
So let's talk about senior year. So what was? Do you remember you guys' record senior year? I'll look it up.
Yeah, 30-2.
30-2. What were the 2 losses?
It should have been 29-3. Okay. But one of the Salesian laws got vacated because somebody was ineligible. Yeah, so
who did Salesian have at the time?
DA, Jabari Bird.
Was still there?
Nah.
Okay.
Jabari Bird. This one, DA and Jabari, or DA was a junior and Jabari Bird was a sophomore, I think. Freddie Tagaloa, I think his last name is.
Oh,
the big dude.
Yeah.
Mario that played at Montana. Mario Dunn.
I just spoke to him the other day.
Yeah, they had a solid team. But so I ended up committing before the season even started. So I'm gonna tell you about
This
is before senior year. So
I didn't know that. I'm sure I knew it then, but I didn't realize.
Yeah, so I committed on October 6th, bro. Signing day was October 12th.
Committed
October 6th to Marquette.
Okay.
But so I took a few. So in August after AAU season, Cal is in the backyard. So I'm hanging out up there every weekend with them. Richard Solomon, Gary Franklin, them guys was cool. I was sleeping on their floor, bro, just to be up there. I was partying with college kids. I was going to football games. Like, this the life. Mm-hmm. And so Ram was like, you got to stop. You got to chill because then you're going to be too biased when you start going on these visits. So I went on a visit to
shout out to Rain, man.
Man, Rain, the realest dude ever.
Shout out to Rain.
I call him Pops, bro. I'm so appreciative of him, bro. He came into my life and changed my life, bro. Like, really just helped me become disciplined, helped me see things for what they are, not what you want them to be. Like, he just taught me so many life skills, bro. Like,
I feel like him and I'm sorry to keep cutting you off.
No,
him and Uncle Phil, like that duo is fucking unmatched, bro.
They don't get the. Maybe I'm biased, but they don't get the respect and the credit they deserve, bro.
No, I'm with you. And I've never played for either one of them. So think about that. Never.
A lot of these kids don't know what they're missing,
right,
bro.
Obviously, Phil is family. Raymond, like the way he just took me, and even now when he sees me, or like when I was coaching at Dominguez and he had a player, or I knew he had a player and I would call him, it's just like, man, again, we talk about the will lose. Like, these people are genuine, special people. You know what I mean? That you don't run into often, and especially in this industry.
Exactly, and it's all love, bro. But you know what's fucked up about it is a lot of these kids they get scared of the work because they work is hard, bro. It's not for everybody. It is. I mean, it was days where I'm just like, man, what are we doing?
Right.
But it teaches you how to be tough, bro. It's definitely a mental toughness, bro, and it's definitely helped me throughout my life. I mean, even up until this point. But
so let's go. We're on a visit. So.
Yeah, so I ended up taking a visit to Oregon first, and I was so like in awe by the Nike shit. But it just rained. Yeah, it just rained the whole time. Literally the whole time I was there, from the time I got off the plane to the time I left. And anybody who knows me, bro, I'm a sun and beach type dude. I'm cool off the rain. Right. But crazy because I ended up at Marquette, right? But so Oregon, I was like, I'm cool. So my top 5 is Cal, Texas. Mind you, Texas just offered me. Like, they offered me at like the beginning of September. They offered me kind of late. Cal, Texas, Arizona State, Marquette. Did I say Oregon already? Cal, Texas,
Arizona
State, Marquette, Oregon. So went to Oregon. That was out. Me and Bari was supposed to go to, we was trying to package deal to Arizona State together. Jahi Carson had already committed. So Jahi was going to run the 1, Bari at the 2, I was going to run the 3. That would have been killer. Nice. In the Pac-12, nice. Come on, bro.
That would have been nice.
And so,
with a nice big, it would have been nice.
Like I said, I come from a Mexican family, and you know, Arizona was just having some bullshit laws where they was just passing where you could pull over Mexican people and deport them you could basically pull over colored people for any reason and check their ID.
Really?
Yeah, my mom wasn't fucking with that, so.
Rightfully so.
and at the time, like they was on I don't want to talk bad about them coaches. They was cool people, but
yeah,
it was just like some miscommunication on some stuff that we kind of rubbed us the wrong way. So we was like off it.
It happens.
Yeah, it does. It's just miscommunication. So Oregon's out, Arizona State's out. I go to Marquette, and as soon as I got off the plane, bro, I told myself I'm not coming to school here. Bro,
really?
We from California. It's hot and warm in October. I went there September 25th. It's hot and warm out here at the end of September. Small school. Castro Valley High is 3,000 students. Marquette is 6,000 students. So I'm like, bro, this is basically high school all over again. Like, when I was thinking about college, I'm thinking about big-ass and there's no football team. So I'm thinking about big-ass football games, tailgating, having fun. Like, I'm not thinking about partying, but, bro, college is to go have fun, that's bro. You only get to go to college one time in your life, bro. I don't give a damn what nobody say, bro. Like, yes, getting to the NBA is cool. Getting to your goals is cool, but you can do that and have fun.
Of course.
It ain't bro. People got to stop tricking these kids to thinking that they got to just be so hyper-focused on one thing, bro. You got to enjoy your life.
That's how you get burned out.
You know, exactly. So, anyways, I'm thinking like, I'm envisioning this whole thing, and Marquette's nothing like that. It's a small Jesuit school. It's literally like its own world. Like, a lot of them students don't even leave the school. So, but it's in the Big East, and the Big East is cracking at that time. My senior year, after I committed, that's the year Kimba hit the game winner against Pitt. Yeah, McGee against Pitt, exactly. So, and everybody's watching that like,
I remember that year.
Big East sending 9 teams to the tournament every year. Right. How many conferences are doing that?
Right.
One, the Big East. Right. You know what I'm saying? You on ESPN every night. You playing against pros every night. It's going to be NBA scouts at your practices every week.
That conference produces pros also.
It's a pro conference, bro. Mm-hmm. Now it's a little different because they changed it. It's whack. Yeah, it is whack. Because it's whack because you don't get to go to the Syracuse. I got a chance to play in the Dome, bro. That shit was cracking. Yeah. That shit is different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to go to the Louisville. I played at Louisville, bro. We out there warming up, and everybody just starts standing up, and this like kind of golly music starts. And I turn around, and Rick Pitino's walking out in a white suit, bro, with like 10 people behind him. He just looked like, bro, it looks so gangster, bro. But
that's fire.
It's just like, these are legendary.
Damn, you got to experience that person.
Bro, I got to play in front of Obama. I got to play in Madison Square Garden 20 times. I got to do a lot of stuff at Marquette. I got a Sweet 16. I got an Elite 8. You know what I'm saying, bro? I got a Big East championship. I started on that Big East championship team. I started on that Elite 8 team. You know what I'm saying? I got to do shit some people will never. You You can't pay for that.
Right.
No matter how much money you get or how accomplished you get in your job, you will never be able to pay to go to the NCAA tournament.
To be honest, there's people who went on and had great pro careers who wish they could have experienced that type of stuff.
Because it's only a once in a lifetime thing, bro. Like kids don't understand that you'll never be able to be a kid again. You'll never be able to go to high school again. You'll never be able to go to college again. So people got to start telling their kids, like, go. And I appreciate Rain for always telling me this. I didn't put it at the top of my priority list, but he always said, pick a school that you could see yourself living at if you get injured. And I didn't think about that. At the age of 17, it was too much for me, bro. I didn't handle it the right way. Rain tried his best to help me manage it, but bro, you got to think. I got 100 coaches calling my phone every single day, bro. Every single day, bro. Every single mid-major on the West Coast, all the Pac-12 schools except for Stanford and Washington. All these other schools, you know what I'm saying? Like, and these coaches is really trying to get you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're calling me every day, and it was just a lot. And it became too overwhelming that I started making irrational decisions. I think my top 5, that was the first step that I did wrong.
Why do you feel like that?
Because I don't know. Maybe I say that now because I'm 27 and I got more knowledge.
I mean, I might review this. So let's say, why do you feel like it was a bad decision?
Because I should have went somewhere. I mean, like I said, this is just my thought process now.
Of
I
course.
should have went somewhere where the ball was going to be put in my hands. Because, and this is why I say this, no matter how much you work on your game, I don't care what you say. Yes, you're going to get better. But one thing you cannot simulate is game experience.
Yeah, opportunity.
You cannot simulate those feelings, that moment, that mindset, that mentality. Like, yeah, the game is physical, but the game is only so much physical, bro. It's
About 10%.
It's mentally dominated. And you need to envision these things. You need to see these things. Like, you need to be in that moment. You need to be able to fail comfortably. Like, shout out to Buzz. He's a cool dude. I love him to death now. But when I was at Marquette, I hated him, bro. He didn't necessarily let me fail. Like, when I made a mistake, I was getting yanked. But I had a pro coming off the bench behind me. Jamil Wilson is a pro. Jamil Wilson is top 2. I may give Kendrick Nunn the edge on. I ain't even gonna give Kendrick Nunn. Jamil Wilson is the most talented player I ever played with, bro.
Really?
The most talented.
Wow.
The most talented. It's not even close. And he was coming off the bench behind me. That was the method to Buzz's madness, but I just didn't have that room for error. And so that's why I feel like kids, yeah, you want to go to a school where it's going to work, you're going to win, but why you can't be the hero? You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, you might go to a school where you lose in the first year, but then your sophomore year, now you averaging 20 and 8, 28 and 6. You know what I'm saying? You scoring, you rebounding, and you getting your teammates involved 6. And now y'all have a mediocre year, junior year, whatever. Now you killing 22, 10, and 7.
Now these wins are
and now you get to the tournament. You know what I'm saying? But you're killing.
You're growing.
Exactly.
Yep.
Selfishly, you're growing.
Yeah.
You're doing your thing. And I'm a team player. I always think team first, bro. So I just envision myself going to a school where the ball would be put in my hands and being able to grow like that.
And when you say that, me knowing you're not saying the ball be put in my hands so I can shoot it every time.
No.
You're saying, again,
Make decisions.
Exactly. I want to be a part of our success.
Make
this
decisions.
success doesn't feel as good to me if I don't feel like I'm a part of it.
And being pigeonholed. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say they pigeonholed me, but I never got the chance to handle the ball at Marquette. Never. Like, even when we was working out, I wasn't even going through pick and roll shit.
Okay, when this is going on, are you having these conversations, or are you kind of just
Nah, because I'm a team player. In Buzz, at the 4, you can make decisions. You can. It was a perfect fit for me, and I will get into that story eventually. But like my freshman year, Jay Crowder was there. I wasn't playing over Jay Crowder. Yeah. And I dislocated my shoulder. I got suspended 3 games for going to a damn baseball game. The NCAA is full of shit.
What do you mean?
Bro, I went to a baseball game with a friend in the summer, and then like 2 weeks before the season started, they ended up hitting me with it. They come to practice and say, compliance need to talk to you. Got suspended 3 games before the season starts. So I can't practice.
What grade?
As a freshman. This is my incoming year.
God, that's
so I
terrible.
can't practice. I can't even be around the team. So I
went through that.
Yeah, the season hasn't even started, so my suspension doesn't start
until season starts.
Yeah, so I'm missing this developmental time practicing with the team.
I never knew that.
Bruh, It was a mess. So, damn, we jumped around a little.
Yeah, I know, but it's a conversation, so that's good. So, okay, so obviously we're in the freshman year now.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go back to high school senior year. I'm sorry. High school
how I
senior
got
year.
to Marquette.
No. Okay, yes. I'm sorry.
So
I have a question. But go ahead.
You want to ask your question?
No. I want you to finish.
So basically, long story short, I remember being in the meeting with Buzz right when my visit was ending, and me, him, my mom, they was talking, and this is my mom goes for verbatim, bro. She says, Buzz, I don't really give a fuck about basketball. I want my son to graduate from college with a degree. That's what she said, bro. And I looked at her.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, bro. My mom's a dope ass woman, bro. I looked at her. I said, damn, Mom, what you talking about? Like, I'm trying to get to. I'm 17 at the time. I'm trying to get to the league. Right. That's what I'm thinking about. Right. I've worked I played the game my whole life, but I really worked like over the course of the past few years to like get to college, and now I'm finna work in college to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about a degree at the time. And so that's what she said. And Buzz was like, I'll make sure your son graduates. And that's kind of why I hated him at the time, bro, because he was just like
a typical.
Nah, he wasn't a typical, bro. He was like, I hated him on the court, but off the court, I loved him so much. So I was so confused.
It was confliction.
Yeah, because I'm like, damn, like you show me so much love off the court and you fuck with me off the court. Like, why am I not playing? But now that I'm older and I'm looking back on it, I had Jay Crowder there, Jamil Wilson. Like, these are pros.
Me and you've talked about this before. Anyway, but go ahead, continue.
We'll start talking about college again after you ask the high school question.
Okay, let's go back to senior year. Who was the other loss to?
Berkeley. They got us on a fluke night. And then the third loss
who did they have? Langston?
Langston.
Langston, I
Jalil torched us though. You know, Jalil could really shoot the ball. He had 27 on us. I remember that. Sheesh. And we lost on
he was probably talking shit.
Yeah, they was. They still talk about that, bro. 10 years later, they still be talking about that. But we had a last play. Rob missed. We trust him to take the shot. I trust him any day to take the shot. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy, bro.
Yeah. So how far did you guys go senior year?
We lost the game before state finals.
To Berkeley?
No, to De La Salle.
De La.
We had and you know what's crazy, bro? We had just beat them about.
I love De La Salle. I respect De La Salle.
Yeah.
I hate playing against De La Salle.
So do I. We had just beat them at St. Mary's about a week and a half before that.
I remember this.
And I remember being in the locker room, bro, like, I used to always just chill, listen to my music, and like I'll be the last. I mean, obviously I thought I was super cool. I'm the star player, one of the star players, so I'm just taking my time. But I'm looking at everybody and people is eating snacks and just chilling. Everybody's doing what I was doing. And that's not how it works, bro. I'm not saying that I'm above y'all, but y'all know I'm gonna come out here and do my thing.
Right.
It's like now, I ain't gonna ever say anything to Steph or Clay in the locker room like, y'all do y'all thing. Because I know once the tip go up, y'all gonna do y'all thing.
Right.
I ain't on that level yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be focused. I gotta be locked in. I gotta go out there and warm up for real. Like I'm not on y'all level. And so everybody was doing what me and Rod usually did. Just chill, take our time, lounge around.
Going through the motions.
And I said to myself, bro, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I said, we're gonna lose this game. And I wasn't trying to be negative. And we did lose that game, bro. They came out with a whole plan. They boxed in one Rod or face guarded him the whole game. And you can't face guard two people. It's hard to do. So they face guarded Rod. Respect. Rod he got NorCal Player of the Year 2 years in a row. He was one of the best players out here. And so we ended up losing, bro. And that was the end of our season.
How many games away from state?
This was state semifinals.
Okay. So if you win this, you play LA and state.
We play we would have played Mater Dei.
Got you. So obviously, you go to Marquette. Mm-hmm. So freshman year, you dislocate your shoulder.
So I got suspended, and during my suspension, the team goes to Kansas State. And don't nobody know this story publicly, bro. But the team goes to Kansas State, and I can't travel. I thought I was gonna be able to travel, and this is when I find out like I can't even be around the team because when this happened, the compliance came. This happened the day before we were supposed to leave to Kansas State.
That's how they always.
So this is a scrimmage. Nothing good. So they go to Kansas State. I end up staying, and it's Halloween weekend, and so the lacrosse team was throwing a party.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, the lacrosse team was throwing a party, and shit, my party was before the party even started. My party was over before the party started, bro. They was older kids, bro. They was like 50 or seniors. They was like 21. I was 18, and I didn't drink. I wasn't in high school. I didn't drink or party like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kicked it, but I was hooping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this was like all new to me, and I was clubbing when I was 16. So shout out to Jimmy Butler, had me in the club. But yeah, so I went to they party, and bro, I woke up with a broken foot, bro. Yeah, I walked home, bro, in the middle of the night at like 3. I woke up at like 4 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning. The party's over. It's like Project X, bro. People are asleep on the stairs. It's a 3-story house. People are asleep on the stairs, sleep on the couch, and I walk home, my foot's hurting, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck? I'm thinking like it's just pain, you know what I'm saying? And I go, it's like I said, it's 3, 4 in the morning. I go home, go back, go to sleep, wake up around noon. I wake up and my shit is throbbing. So I had to be in the boot for like, a month? And I made up a story. I don't remember what I said, but obviously I couldn't say that I went to, obviously I'm 5 years removed from college now, and I don't make those dumbass mistakes no more. But, you know, at the age of 18 where.
Everybody has been through something like that.
I'm at age of 18, I'm in a new environment, never been away from home. I'm excited. I'm pissed off I can't travel. I'm sad I can't travel. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go drink tonight. So I won't, but, you know, like I'm 18. But, yeah, so.
Did you ever find out what happened?
No. I mean, I don't need, like I said, I don't even talk about this because I was kind of embarrassed to even tell people, like, I don't know what happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
I've had a night similar to that in college.
But I ended up sleeping in the bed. So, and you know, and
safe.
Yeah, my homeboy, he let me sleep in his room. So. And I woke up, everything was kosher, like it was people sleep on the stairs and stuff, but
let's put it like this.
The house wasn't burned down.
People have had worse stories.
For sure.
So let's say that.
And so then I'm in the boot, and then I end up playing like 2 or 3 games. We end up playing at Madison Square December 8th. Jay Crowder hits a game winner versus Washington. We fly back home. We got the day off December 9th, December 10th. A loose ball. And if it's a loose ball and you don't dive on it, Buzz is going to put your ass online. Like, Buzz don't go for none of that soft shit, bro. Right. Like, you got to talk. You got to yell out who you passing to. You got to catch the ball with 2 hands. You got to dive on the floor. You got to chuck somebody to box out. Like, he's very particular about those little details. And if you don't do those little details, on the line, he didn't call out, and that's how he sounds. On the line, hands on his knees, on the line. But anyways, so it's a loose ball, and I go and dive for it. And the ball rolls up under my arm and just pops it out of place. And so I'm like, damn, I'm in a sling for a month. My labrum is torn, but, like, bro, I'm so thirsty to play, bro. Like, extremely thirsty. And when I committed to Marquette, everybody out here was telling me that I shouldn't have went to Marquette. And my mom worked for Parks and Rec, so my mom's around everybody that talks about hoop, and they're all telling her, your son gonna transfer, your son gonna fuck them people. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to play and prove myself. So I came out the sling in a month, didn't play. Well, I should have redshirted, but like I said, I come from a family don't really know too much about basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, and Jake, I should have redshirted because this is mid-January, early January when I came back. Yeah, exactly. I was only in the sling for like a month, less than a month. And also I got Jay Crowder playing in front of me. Jay Crowder got Big East Player of the Year. Jay Crowder's an All-American. Jay Crowder got drafted. Jay Crowder's making $50 million now. You know what I'm saying? Jay Crowder's been in the league for 9 years. Like, this ain't just some, he might go league. Right. Everybody knows Jay Crowder's going league.
Jay Crowder went to, didn't he go to a national JUCO first?
Yeah, he went to JUCO.
He was National JUCO Player of the Year as well.
Yeah, killer.
Yeah. Because that was I wanted to say that was the year I left New Mexico State to go to my national JUCO, or I was at my because I remember him because I was one of the top, me, Pierre Jackson, and this dude named Blake Nash or something. We were like the top point guards in the country at that time in the national JUCO thing. Okay. So he was one of the top wings. Mm-hmm. So I knew him. Of course, we never met, but I knew of him or whatever.
And he's playing the 4 in the Big East. He's killing.
Right.
Hitting game winners and everything. So I should have just redshirted, chalked that year and just redshirted. Didn't. So I played my sophomore year. Jamil Wilson was there. and he played behind Jay. Sometimes he played the 5 my freshman year, or no, he redshirted that year. I think my freshman year, because he had transferred from Oregon, and Jamil was top 5 player in the country coming out of high school. Like I said,
I'm not familiar with the name. I'm gonna look him up though.
He from Racine, went to Oregon, transferred back home to Milwaukee, to Marquette. Like I said, most talented player I ever played with, bro. 6'9", can do everything. Got a pretty ass jump shot. He played in the league a little bit. He's playing overseas now. But then he ended up, I knew I was gonna either play behind him or split minutes, but I ended up starting in front of him. I was playing like 6 minutes to the first media, then playing like 2 or 3 minutes the rest of the half, and then the same thing, start the second half. And so I averaged about 12 minutes. And so after our sophomore year, when we did the whole Elite 8 thing, I thought he was going to leave. He didn't leave.
Okay, he didn't leave because you thought about transferring at some point.
I thought about transferring after my sophomore year, yeah.
So this is around the same time?
So this is at the same time because Vander Blue declared, or me and Vander Blue was hella cool. So I knew he was going to declare, but I ended up putting my transfer papers in about a week, maybe a little less than a week before he declared publicly. But Jamil Wilson wasn't talking about declaring or anything.
So you didn't know what he was going to do.
I didn't know what he was going to do. And I'm like, well, damn, I know I'm going to play against you. I'm going to play behind you next year. And they got the best class coming in next year. This was Dwayne Wilson, Jawan Johnson, John Dawson, and Deontay Burton. Deontay Burton's in the league now, played with OKC. And Deontay, bro, he was pro ready coming out of high school. Like physically, he was pro ready. He just was physically too much for me to handle. And I ain't like, that's my boy. Like we was roommates and everything on the road. He was just too much for me to handle physically at that age. So like he was gonna play over me because like, yeah, I'm gonna do my thing offensively, but defensively, like I wasn't able to guard him because he's so like, bro, you could pull up some clips on him, bro. Like just look at that athleticism and look at that build against like a sophomore, you know, me. Yeah. So it was just like I was just gonna be splitting minutes with too many people, and so I was about to transfer. And then, long story short, bro, I had within 30 minutes, I had three scholarships on the table. I had no scholarships on the table within 30 minutes. I went into a meeting. I came out of a meeting. I had no scholarship. Don't know what. Yeah, Oregon, they went a different way. They gave it to somebody else. Cal, they told me it was between me and a kid that I played with, Raj. I played with him in Santa Cruz this year. They ended up giving it to him. And then Arizona State, they was just like, oh, well, you kind of taking too long, so, you know, we don't want to miss out on other kids. I don't know. I have no idea. So I came home, bro. And like I said, my mom's a dope-ass lady. I was home for about 2 weeks. And I remember laying on the couch. She was like, I don't know what the hell you gonna do, but your ass is not gonna lay on my couch all summer. So you need to call. If you ain't got no school to go to, you need to call Buzz and tell him to take your ass back to Marquette. That's what she told me. And I'm like, damn, I can't sit around here. Oh, I had Weber State on the table. But I think, and that's why I made a mistake in a pivotal moment. I think I should have went to Weber State because Randy Ray's a dope-ass dude. I still got a relationship with him. And Phil Beckner, he was an assistant there. That's Dame Lillard's personal trainer. Right. He know his shit. Right. Like my life, I'm in the league now, whatever. I don't know what decisions would have changed what, but I didn't want to go there. I don't know why. Maybe mentally I just felt like I was too good to go mid-major after going high major. And then also what was fucking with me is I didn't want to prove people right out here. I was just about to say that. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm 27, I don't give a damn what people say. Like,
but again, we as a kid, and of course you were a grown man, but we're still kids mentally at that time. For sure. I mean, we got pride. Every day of my life, I regret leaving New Mexico State. My life as basketball-wise has never been the same since. You know ever. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to leave. I left because I got recruited. I had a coach tell me, man, you missed 2 years of high school, so you only played 2 years. You went to MAC for 1 year, so you only got recruited for 1 year. So why don't you're a qualifier, why don't you just come here for a year, worst case scenario, you go back. You know what I mean? Because I had to sit out anyway because of compliance shit, same type of stuff. So in my head, it's like, and then I fucked up because I didn't even tell Menzies. It was like I was scared to tell him because of how much him and his family did for me, and you know how Like when Menzies came to offer me, we played Fremont. It was a shooting outside the school.
Really?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it was like it was like to this day I feel like my dad always says, man, you need to call, because my dad and Menzies still talks. He's like, man, you need to call Menzies. To this day, I'm still scared to face him. Ain't that crazy?
You should call him, bro.
I'm gonna call him. You should. I just have to muster up what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna call him.
But I think I know. I mean, I don't know him like you know him, but I've had multiple conversations with Menzies, and Rain fuck with him.
Right.
So I know if Rain fuck with you, you a thorough person.
My hesitance has nothing to do with him. Okay. It's all internal.
Nah, I feel you. Because your timing.
I have no logical explanation for him, and I know that. So I don't want to just call and say my bad, because I know he didn't take it personal.
But you don't. But you was young at the time.
Right.
Like you just told me, we kids in mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he gonna understand that you grown now, bro.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like you way more knowledgeable than you were then.
Of course.
So
sorry, I didn't mean to go off. But so we were at this point you gotta call mom. If mom says call,
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, I called Buzz, bro, and I'm just like, man, like, mind you, half of me, like, I packed up all my shit in my dorm and I left it there, bro, because I didn't want to leave. But half of me was like, this, you gotta leave. You should leave. I was so torn, bro, and I'm young. I really don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? My mom is bro, like, one thing I am, even though I might go against the grain sometimes, I always, like, think about logic. And my mom's way more knowledgeable than I am. So internally, I'm thinking, like, okay, my mom trusted this dude. My mom ain't no stupid person. You know what I'm saying? My mom trusted this dude. She sees this, blah, blah. She sees. When I walk into a room and I tell people I have a Marquette degree, bro, especially like around white people, you know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, or I wouldn't even say around white people, more affluent people, whether they be black, Mexican, Asian, or white, they look at me differently. Like I'm an athlete. I come in shorts with tattoos on my legs and my arms. But then I say I have a Marquette degree. Then it's like, okay, it's a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's not
like a sigh of like.
Exactly. Like, okay, he did so. You know what I'm saying? So it does hold weight, and people respect the Marquette degree.
Again, you played in the Big East. You got the experiences. So we're not regretting it. It's just like, what if? Right. What if I would have went? And that's normal.
But so I was like, okay, maybe she right. So I gave him a call, and he's like, well, you got to text your teammates and ask if they cool with you coming back. I text them. All my team, any team I've been on, bro, everybody fuck with me.
Right.
Everybody who knows me knows how I get down, knows that ain't no hate in my blood, ain't no.
You'll run through a wall for anybody.
Yeah, I might be too emotional sometimes. I may be too confrontational sometimes, but exactly like you said, if I fuck with you, and you treat me right and you respectful to me, I got your back through whatever. And so all my teammates fucked with me, and when I text them, they all like, hell yeah, we wanted you to stay. We never wanted you to leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people respect me because I play hard. And I've always played hard. And I'm just like, I'm cool with everybody, bro. So they loved me. And so I ended up going back. And it was hard to face him, though. I ain't going to lie, bro, because I was embarrassed. And it was hard to walk around at that school because it's a gift and a curse being at that school if you play basketball. Like I said, ain't no football team. Basketball is it there. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a bad game and you in a lecture class, you got to go sit in front of 400 people sitting, because Buzz made you got to, that was one of his rules, you got to sit in the first 3 rows. So you got to sit in front of this classroom and all these kids, you look back and they looking at you because they all know you. Yeah. Like I said, ain't no football team, bro. Everybody, and it ain't many black people on campus. If you play basketball there, you're known by every person on campus. I promise you. So it's just a different world, bro, and it was kind of embarrassing. But eventually I got over it and played junior year. Junior year was cool. We was shit. We was ass. We didn't go to the tournament. Then Buzz ended up leaving. And so also why I kind of had stayed is because if you look at Buzz's track, I was playing the 4, and even though Jamil Wilson didn't leave for me going into my junior year, I was like, okay, even if I get 1 year playing at the 4, like I'll be Gucci, because Buzz, all these guys played the 4 back to back to back. And all these names I'm finna name you all went to the league back to back to back to back. Wes Matthews, the next year was Lazar Hayward, the next year was Jimmy Butler, the next year was Jay Crowder, the next year should have been Jamil Wilson. And then I was like, okay, then why not me? That's 6 pro. If even if I didn't go, Jamil Wilson ended up touching league, and Jamil Wilson was playing the 4 in the 1 in the Big East. Like he would, like I said, he was very talented, bro. And so that's a track record that says a lot, especially in college. When you sending guys to the NBA consistently
Especially
at this position,
yeah.
exactly, at one position. So I'm like, okay, then I'm next in line. But then Buzz ended up leaving. So then we got a whole new coach, Wojciechowski, and he had a whole different system. Didn't know none of us.
So did you start that year, or how did it go?
Yeah, I started, but we had
year.
8 players. Oh, my junior year? Nah. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't really remember. But I don't think so.
Okay, so senior year.
Senior year, some guys transferred, some guys got hurt. We only had 8 players. And I was the second tallest on the team. Yeah. So I had already been playing the 4, but now when our 5-man either A gets in foul trouble or 2 gets tired, now I got to play the 5. In this this system ain't like Buzz system. The 4, it ain't a stretch 4. It's more like a screener 4, back to the basket 4, and then obviously the 5 is back to the basket for sure. Yeah. So like I said, bro, unfortunately, like I just never really got to work on my shit, and like sometimes I wish I would have went somewhere like UCLA, because I mean everybody who knows me knows I love to pass the ball. Like that's just always been my favorite thing to do, and like I was 2 years older than Kyle Anderson. So what they had Kyle Anderson come in and do at UCLA, be a 6'9" point, that's what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to come run the point. Yeah.
Got you.
But it just didn't end up where UCLA was in my top 5. And in the Pac-12 is just a much more skilled, like up and down league. The Big East was more kind of like it's real 5s. They're 7-footers. Like I was guarding like Fab Mellows and Yancey Gates and Festus when Festus played at Vanderbilt. Like I was guarding guys like that. And I mean, look at me now, bro. I'm 6'7", 215 now. Imagine me at the age of 18.
Put on weight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine me at the age of 18, physically and mentally. So that's why sometimes I look back and think I wish I would have went to something more fitting for myself, my game type, and just like kind of like molded around me a little bit. Because I feel like, bro, like when I'm given free reign and I'm comfortable and I learn all the system and I know my teammates, like I'm one of those guys, like shout out to Draymond, bro. People sleep on him because he ain't the most skilled, but bro, he brings something to the table that
he brings a lot.
Exactly, a lot. Intangibles. You know what I'm saying? He plays hard, he rebounds, he's vocal. Bro, he brings everything to the table except for what people want to see. You know what I'm saying?
But the good thing about that is people who know, the people who you respect their opinion and stuff, they know.
Well, that's why he got a $100 million contract. That's why he got the bag.
Exactly.
It's not by accident, bro.
Right.
Like, yeah, okay, people could say like, oh, he only good because, you know, Steph and Clay and KD. All right, that's cool. He got 3 championships, defensive player of the year. But let's talk about college too. He was a winner in college. He got All-Americans. He got, what is it, Big Ten? Michigan State's in? Big Ten, I think?
Yep.
You know, Big Ten player of the year. Like, he knows how to win, bruh.
Yeah.
Like,
and look who he comes from.
Exactly. Tom Izzo.
Yeah.
Like, I played Michigan State my senior year in college. I remember we played them at the Old Spice tournament. They played different. They played like Marquette when Buzz was our coach. Like, when Buzz was our coach, bruh, everybody was talking. Whenever people talked about us on TV, they was like, damn, they're the hardest playing team in the country. The hardest playing this, the hardest playing blah, blah. And that's how Michigan State was. They had that same edge, you know what I'm saying?
They remind me of like a Daylight in a way, how they like that grit and that grind. And
yeah, but
like,
they got more sauce to them.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, let me not be disrespectful with it, but I mean it's like they're going to play hoop the right way, and it might not look the prettiest, but it's effective.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's like Raym and Phil Taylor's teams. Yeah.
Exactly. On Draymond, I watched his All the Smoke, and I used to think Draymond was like too emotional. He used to get too, but watching that All the Smoke interview with the Matt Barnes and Stack, I got a lot more. I've always respected him heavy, but I got a lot more respect. Like when he talked about the KD situation and all that, I was like, I feel you, bro. Like I really felt him in that.
I mean, I ain't got the chance to watch it, but I mean, I've been luckily enough to, you know, sit across from him in the locker room and be able to have conversation with him. He a real dude, you know what I'm saying? I spent some time just having one-on-one conversations with him, and he a cool dude, bro. And like I said, being emotional can be a gift and a curse. Like, people got to understand, don't hate me for the same reasons you love me.
Yep.
And those are the things that make him good, because he just play with that juice. You know, some people don't play with that juice, and they could be talented as hell, but well, you ain't getting the job done. So at the end of the day, what matters is winning.
Right.
And like I said, bro, Draymond knows how to win. Real people who really understand the game understand that there are people who know how to play basketball, and then there are people who know how to win.
Yep.
And then there are those people that know how to play basketball and win.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And Draymond may not be the most skilled, but he knows how to play basketball and win. Steph Curry knows how to play basketball and win, bro. And you can't undervalue that. Like, people don't understand that. At the end of the day, what matters? Did we win or did we lose?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it looks cool to have 50 points, 40 points. What Charles Barkley say? But you know what I'm saying? He knows how to win, bro. And I don't take that for granted because that's me. I know how to win. Like, I'm that guy that's going to dive on the floor. I'm that guy that's going to rebound. I'm that guy that's going to walk up to your best player and try to get in his head. Yep. I'm that guy that's going to use my 6 fouls. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when we step into that locker room, I don't care what people in the stands think, but when we step into that locker room, if I did my part, my teammates are going to know I did my part. I contributed to win it. Upper management is going to know I contributed to win it, and that's where the bag comes from, bro. Yep. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get the bag. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I hoop because I love the game, but that's why I made it my profession, because I'm trying to get the bag. Right. I'm not talking about, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? $1 million contract. Like, it's cool. I'm happy to be in the league right now. I'm happy to, but I'm trying to get 20 million, 10 million, make $5 million a year, you know? And if I can get some longevity in this league, then I can put together, a little 30 million, 35 million to create generational wealth. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Draymond, bro. He knows how to win, and he got the bag for it.
He's somebody you would want on your team.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. He's vocal, bro, and it's hard. In an NBA game, bro, it's hard to be vocal. It's so much going on.
I can imagine.
Bro, it's so much going on. Everybody is the best at what they do, bro. You can't – it's hard to talk and take your eyes off Devin Booker for a second. Yeah, because that's he going to take off. He coming to get the ball. You going to get hit by a screen. Like, and Draymond never stops talking. And that's why you got to love him, bro.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope. Let's go back to the out of Marquette. So when you first become a pro, how's that?
Yeah, so I was here all summer after college. I actually left school early, bro. I left school in March because I was like so off it.
Really?
But fuck school. Yeah. Fuck basketball. Yeah. I'm off this shit. Like, that's how I felt.
So now you're back at this crossroad again.
Yep. I had fucked up my ankle and like shit. Like, it was just like whatever. And so I was home kicking it, going to Vegas, going to LA. And then Buzz, every year he does something called Buzz's Bunch, where he does like a little 2-day thing for kids with disabilities. He used to do it at Marquette. And so he's at Virginia Tech now, but he wants us to be there. He called, the players he got good relationships with. And like I said, I hated him on the court, but off the court, man, I'll give that dude a big old hug, bro. Yeah. And so he invited me. He pays for everything, flights, hotels, everything. And so right as soon as I got off the plane in Charlotte, somebody from the Mexican national, and this is in August when this happens. Okay. Somebody texted me, he's like, hey, can you come down to Mexico to play for the national team? No. I'm in Virginia right now. I won't be back home till next week, so you can give me a call in. He says, okay. He's like, okay, I'll talk to you later. He hits me up the next day and says, okay, you say you'll be home Sunday. We got a flight for you Monday at 7 a.m. Mind you, I don't get home. So I'm in Virginia all week. I don't get home till Sunday. I fly into SFO. I land at like 11:30. My mom's living in Castro Valley still at the time. And so I got to wait on my bags, international flight, customs. I don't get home till like 1:31. I got to go home and pack now because now I got to go back to SFO and I'm flying international. So now I got to be there.
Now that bag got to be a little heftier.
Exactly. The bag got to be heftier and I got to be there to check a bag. I got to be there to check,
This your first time going across water?
No, so overseas? I went to Mexico.
Okay. So you had already been to Mexico before?
No, this is my second time. Okay. I had been to Mexico once when I was a kid.
Okay.
We had drove though.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. My grandpa took me when I was 6 years old. So I go and shit, it just kind of fell into my lap, bro. Like, I went in there and I was given the starting position at the wing just because I could defend at a high level. And, I mean, obviously basketball is what it is in Mexico. You don't see no Mexicans in the NBA because, yeah, you got to be skilled, but everybody ain't as skilled as Luka Doncic and Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't Mexicans and Spaniards just dominating the league. And so I'm the most athletic. You know what I'm saying? And I can play basketball too at the same time. Like, don't get it fucked up.
Right.
But there was nobody who could do what I could do on the wing. So when we match up with the Greece, and I got to guard Giannis. When we match up with the Puerto Ricos, and I got to guard the JJ Perez and the Carlos Arroyos, like, people don't know that in FIBA's, like, it's real people who can hoop in FIBA's. Like, when we match up with the Canada, I'm guarding the Andrew Wiggins and the Corey Josephs. Like, it was dope. Andrew Wiggins came up to me when we both got up to GSW because he got traded the same day I got signed. And he was like, hey, I remember you from Mexico. And that was dope to me because this is a star. You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
And so and this was 5 years ago. And so there was nobody who could do what I could do. So I was given that job, and I took advantage of it, though. My first tournament, I was killing. I damn near had a triple-double my first game. We was playing against Dominican Republic my first game, and they got a guy by the name of James Feldine, I think his last name is. Mm-hmm. But he's playing like EuroLeague. Like, he's been getting the bag for 8 years now. Mm. Like, he's legit overseas.
So he can go.
Yeah. Locked him up. You can go look at the stats. I don't think he scored on me. He had like 6 points. Damn. But he's very well respected on the FIBA circuit and very well respected in Euro. Like, he plays EuroLeague. Like I'm saying, he gets the bag.
A lot of people don't understand how, when you say somebody plays EuroLeague, what that means.
Bro, that's $1 million. That's multi-million dollars, right. Cash money.
Right.
Like, people out here, they don't understand. Like, it's more money. People are so small-minded. And I'm not just talking about, like, basketball, but, like, people in the States are so small-minded, bro. It's a whole world out there. Like, it's more than just U.S. dollars. I'm going to go get pesos and yen and Argentinian peso. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, so I locked him up, and I damn near had a triple-double that game. I think I was like 2 rebounds off or maybe 2 assists, one or the other. Had some crazy-ass dunks like that. Most memorable picture, the Mexico picture where I'm like this with the red jersey on. Like, that's where that picture comes from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's your first game?
This is my first game.
That's hard.
And it's in Mexico City. FIBA's jumps around for like qualifying games. Mm-hmm. And so your country may get qualifying games maybe once every 6-7 years. You know what I'm saying? Some countries don't ever get them. Cuba ain't never going to get them because it's about the money. So the countries with the most money, you know, put the bread up. So it was just like, bro, like when I talk about my life now, it's just like all the stars aligned for me. Like the universe came together for me, bro. Like we just happened to be in Mexico playing. Then like I just happened to be able, because we could have played against a team like Cuba where they got a good big, but they don't have no good wings. And then that game would have been like a whatever game, and maybe I don't get that much respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I was put into the perfect situation to show what I can do. And so the team that had helped me get my passport, that was like the deal, will help you get your – I could qualify for my passport, but it would have been a long-ass process. So they was like, we'll get you your passport.
Because you have dual, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got to play for us. So that's how I ended up playing for Mexicali. So after that FIBA's tournament, that was cool. We did our thing. We lost in the semifinals. So the top 2 teams go to the Olympics. So we lost in the semifinals to Argentina, whom we had beat the night prior.
Oh, wow.
So after the tournament, then the top 4 teams go to pool play or bracket play.
It's hard to beat teams back to back.
It is.
Like that.
And they're a good-ass team.
I mean, just like you mentioned De La Salle earlier.
Exactly.
Same shit.
But it was lit, bro. Like, that was one of the most memorable times I had in my life. We broke FIBA's record for attendance. And it was just like my first time, like it was my coming out party to Mexico. And it was just dope because it was like a coming out party, but a month ago I was just like awful.
Shits, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like I said, man, it was dope. So yeah, I did that, then went down to Mexicali, turned it up, killing. They didn't do Rookie of the Year down there that year for whatever reason. I would have got that easy. Yeah. We ended up winning 24 games in a row. We should have won the championship. We won game 1 of the finals, and then we lost, or we won game 1, won game 2, went to Cancun, and when we was about to play game 3, we had a meeting before we went to shoot around that they was taking game 1 away from us because they called it a 2, but his foot wasn't on the line, so it was a 3 after review, and then they changed. Yeah, it was some weird ass shit. What? I never heard of it in my life. I could understand a call being overturned amidst the game, but 3 days later,
yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, so then we ended up losing 4-3 in the 7-game series to Cancun. So I should have won Rookie of the Year that year, got a championship that year, but I didn't. So then the best organization in Mexico ended up dropping that bag on me because I was just a young up-and-coming. Or that year they didn't. They gave me good money for a second-year player in Mexico, especially a native. You know what I'm saying? So they dropped the bag. I ended up going there. Everybody was mad at me in Mexico for leaving this team because the team that I left, they in the finals every year. They in the finals. They've been in the finals the last 6 years. So I ended up going to Monterrey. And this is the best organization. They known for dropping that bag. Like they've had players like Dennis Rodman come play.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Some other dude from China that played in the league played there. Renato Balkman played there. So because they got the bag there.
Yeah.
And so my second year, it was a loaded team, bro. It was a team with 2 guys from.
Can I guess one name?
Yeah.
Which team did you play with Paco on?
That's the national team.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my God.
He got game.
So now you switch teams.
Yeah, so I go to Monterrey, and it's a loaded team. I'm the 5th option on that team.
Really?
Yeah,
who's on this team?
Our one is Carlos Rivera. He's a vet, Puerto Rican national team. He's Latin American vet. He's known all over Latin America.
Okay.
At the 2 was me. I was at the 2. At the 3 was Andy Panko. He played for the Lakers a little stint, but got the bag in Europe, played EuroLeague, played in Spain for he was 39 on our team.
Oh, wow.
He was cooking. He was our main offensive option. At the 4 was Hector Hernandez, very well respected. He's always, as long as he plays, or except for now, unless I go back to the league, he's always going to be the top paid player in the LMVP because he got that resume, national team, and he's good. And then our 5 was Julio Akindele. Played with the Warriors a little bit, played overseas, EuroLeague, all that. So it's a very well-decorated team. And I'm the youngest. These is all my big brothers for real. But I emerged. Even though I was the 4th option, I came out doing my thing. I found my role, and I became a superstar in my role. In the finals, I was killing all year, but in the finals, that's when I really came alive. And I was shooting 43% from 3, averaging 17 and 11 in the finals. And this is like I said, I'm the 4th option. And all these guys, people in the States probably don't know about them, but in Latin America, everybody knows, that's the team.
Right.
We went to Ligas of Americas and everything. Ligas of Americas is the biggest tournament in Latin America. Okay. All the clubs from the best clubs in Brazil, the best clubs in Argentina, Venezuela. And Venezuela got bread where they dropped paying guys 50 bands, cash money. Argentina, San Lorenzo got bread. Joel Anthony plays for them. NBA champion. NBA champion ain't just going anywhere in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to drop that bag. And you already played in the league for so long. Your amenities and everything, the way you travel and everything got to be up to par. He traveling first class, getting, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
so the club got to be able to pay for these.
Right.
So I emerged, bro. I'm killing. I ended up getting MVP. And so then that next year, they gave me whatever I asked for. They dropped that bag, and they gave me an apartment and everything. We ended up losing in the semifinals, which we really should have won the finals that year. We just had a missing piece, and we just couldn't seem to get on board with our 5. We had 6 different, because, foreigners, you can rotate them. You could hire and fire as you please.
Right.
And so we had 6 changes, and we just couldn't seem to get that position right. And the team we lost to, they just killed us at that 5 position. It was nothing we could do at that 5 position. So then we lost in the semifinals, and at that point, I was just off it. I was expecting to go to Europe. But teams in Europe didn't really fuck with me because I didn't really fit their style of play. They more skilled and slow, and I'm just I'm an eager beaver. I play hella, exactly. I like playing up and down. I like getting out and bro, when I'm in the car, I drive fast because I feel like I'm in transition and playing basketball. I swear, bro. That's how I feel. I like just being in transition. I like throwing crafty passes. I like just being able to take off on somebody and dunk. That's the funnest part in basketball to me. So for whatever reason, teams just really wasn't fucking with me over there, and I was just I don't want to go back to Mexico. I'm already the 2nd highest paid in the league here. I already got an MVP. I already got a championship. I got back-to-back All-Star game MVPs, slam dunk champion and all that. So I'm just whatever. But then my agent anyways, I ended up going back to Mexico the following year, and that's when I went to Santa Cruz after that.
How was it playing in Mexico? I've always wondered that because I know a lot of my friends play overseas. I talked to them. I went to Croatia to visit Will when he was out there. So that was my first time actually being able to experience the difference. How was it in Mexico?
I mean, it depends on how I'm looking at it. Like, now that I'm in the league, it's just like, dang, like, I'm in the league now. I get the best of the best in everything, you know? But, like, me being humble and me being, like, realistically who I am and just, like, talking about, like, for what it is, I loved that life. I would be content with living that life for the rest of my life. Like, when I retire, when it's all said and done with, I'm moving back across that border. I'm buying my house there. I mean, shout out to the States. I love living in the States, but, like, bro, I'm not finna give up everything I earned to go live in a fucking 2-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom house just to say that I live in the Bay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or live in LA or like,
doesn't make sense.
you can go move to Phoenix or Texas. Who the hell wants to do that? Right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go live in Cancun, where I love and where they love me. I know the language, I eat the food, and I'm on the beach. Like I said earlier, bro.
You're a beach guy.
I'm a beach bum. And so that's my whole goal, bro. I'm gonna go back over there. I love it. They love me.
The good thing is you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Exactly. So, I got that passport.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always wondered that. Like I couldn't imagine because obviously I went to New Mexico State, so we're pretty close to Juarez, Mexico, and like this is when I go to New Mexico State, this is when it's like
Juarez cracking.
Oh my! Like I'm getting emails to my school email like 20 people found beheaded in an empty warehouse, like wild shit and I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah.
And it was made it worse is like a lot of the upperclassmen, they used to go party over there. Mm-hmm. So now I come there as a freshman, they like, bro, I would take you to Juarez, but we might not make it back now because this is when this all is going on. So I always wondered that. And then another funny story. I think I've told you this. You have a picture of you dunking, and in the dunk is my New Mexico State teammate playing in Mexico.
Really?
His name is BJ West.
I know who that is. Yeah. So I think I dunked on him before.
I always joke on because I'm in a group chat with him to this day. That's like my older brother because we were roommates. Okay. And he's from Louisiana, or whatever. That's my guy.
He a cool dude.
Yeah,
he
super
get buckets
cool.
too.
Oh yeah, he's nice. But I always thought, my little brother dunked on your bitch. And you didn't even know this was going on. Like when you first posted that picture, I screenshotted that shit, sent it to his ass. So now I always bring that up. So in our little group chat, it's always hella funny. So you go back for another year. And then how was that? So now we're at Santa Cruz actually.
Yeah. So I mean,
how did that even come about?
Bari, and that's why I say, bro, like you need people around you that's watering your plant. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like you need positive influences in your life. Like I said, man, I'm so thankful for Meaty. I'm so thankful for Stephen Sanders. Like I'm so thankful for Raym and Phil. Like I'm thankful for Bari. You know what I'm saying? Like. He had been talking to me, just first of all, him being my friend and him just going to the NBA. It made all of us around him believe that, damn, we could do that too. Yep. Somebody that close to us did it. Like
that's how I feel about Jared, Will, and Dame.
Yeah,
obviously.
Exactly. And like Dame, he was already going off to college when I got around Team Miller. Like we close, but we ain't as close as me and Bari is.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it just hit different when Bari hit league. And for the longest time, he was just like, you should go try it. Like, Bari know I got game. Bari know I can hoop. So he was just like, you should just go try it. And I was just like, Because honestly, bro, when I was at Marquette, like that honestly sucked all the confidence out of me. Like I didn't really have confidence in my basketball abilities. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was an NBA player or even had the capabilities. I knew I could hoop, but it's just different.
It's levels.
The league is different.
It's
bro.
levels.
And so Bari, and he had been talking to me for years, and I finally hit him. I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to try it. Like, fuck it. I ain't going to be making no money. And honestly, I was, just from the contract I had in the previous year, I was going to get paid more just because I had done more in the league. For sure, I was leaving $120,000 on the table, cash money, for sure. And so that's a lot of money to go from making that money, cash money, to go to make $30,000 taxed.
Right.
You only take it home 17, 18, you know what I'm saying? Or however much money the G League is, but it ain't shit. Right. So, the G League has opportunity and you can't put a price on that.
Right.
Like now, look, I'm living my dream. You know what I'm saying? So he put me in contact with Ryan Atkinson. Shout out to Ryan Atkinson. They took a chance on me. They traded Terrence Jones away to keep me.
Oh,
and
wow.
if you really know Hoop, you know Terrence Jones is one of the best dudes in the world outside of the NBA.
Oh, Terrence Jones in high school. I remember watching him. Oh, my God.
The man. So that's a big chance to take on a guy y'all don't really know too much about, as opposed to a guy that, one, has already been in the league, and two, y'all know who he is. So they took a chance. They traded him. They kept me. And then, the rest is history.
And then this one you and Will play together.
Yeah, me and Will played together for a year. And actually, bro, like, I knew who Will was. We knew who each other was, but we didn't really know each other like that. And I remember in practice, me and him kind of got into it. Like,
I can see that.
Yeah, and then thereafter, bro, it was just like love. Like, we was damn near inseparable, you know what I'm saying? And, like, Will's somebody I talk to. If I don't talk to him every day, I talk to him every other day now.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying? Will's a good-ass dude, bro.
Well, yeah, Will was one of my closest friends, obviously. And he's one of those guys to where I was in a super dark space at some point in time, and I went out to Croatia to visit him. I almost didn't go. And he was like, nah, bro, you got to come. My mom was like, nah, you need to go. My life has been different since then.
You good
from
dude, bro.
From me starting this to everything since then, and watching him move and having conversation with him.
Bigger than.
Oh, yeah.
And he from West Oakland, so I'm just using in his case. He thinks bigger than West Oakland.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I think bigger than East Oakland. You think bigger than Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that, like, people don't think bigger than what's in front of them.
Right.
And so I can see that because he inspires me, bro. Like, his mind is just so expansive. So I can see that for sure.
He's another one of them special people that we mentioned earlier.
Facts.
So how was it playing? Obviously, I was at the game when you guys got to play with Santa Cruz, but at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
At Oracle, I should say. How was that?
That was dope. I mean, obviously, I grew up on 95th.
Right.
I mean, I've passed by Oracle thousands and thousands of times, so I've always wanted to play there. Like, I've had the opportunity, like I said, playing in Madison Square and the Verizon Center in D.C. and stuff, but, you know, just playing at home in front of your own people, like, that was dope. And just seeing my mom in the stands, bro, you can't put a price on that. Yeah. Like, you can't put a price on the way your people, like, their emotions and their facial expressions, and you know it's because of you. You know what you're doing, whatever you're doing is making them have these emotions. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
and it could very much well be in a negative way.
Yeah, that too, right?
You know what I mean? So
and it's dope, just like my family, just like being so proud of me, bro. And it's a dope ass feeling, you know, because I worked so hard to get to this point, and I sacrificed a lot. You know, I sacrificed relationships, I sacrificed time, I sacrificed fun, I sacrificed health, I sacrificed mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, bro, I went to Spain, bro, for 2 weeks and I left because I'm like, really? I can't do this. Like, it just wasn't for me. Like, it's not that I'm afraid to be alone. It's just that, like I said, I got brothers and sisters, so I've always been like this.
It's a
you know what I'm
comfort
saying?
thing.
That not only that, like, it just like I don't feel like you need to live life like that for a couple dollars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God willing, nothing ever happens. But
right.
Say I'm in Spain and, you know, something happens to my little brother or my little sister or my mom. You know what I'm saying? And damn, I came over here. That ain't gonna sit well with me.
It feels selfish a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
I went through that in college.
It does. And at the same time, I do very well understand that maybe I will have to go back over there. And I think now I'm mentally prepared just because I think I was away for so long in college and then in high school. Like I said, I really devoted all my life to basketball. Like, I was kind of like, I was there, but I was absent mentally, you know, even before I left to school. And then when I was in school, I wasn't here, and then I went over the border after school. So it was like 10 years where I just was absent in my family's life. And after that, bro, like, my mom started getting older and shit. I'm just like, I'm cool off this shit. Like, it wasn't so much the distance, it was the time difference. Because I couldn't even pick up the phone and call my mom. She couldn't even pick up the phone and call me because either I'm asleep or in practice or she sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really fuck with it then. Maybe I'm more mature in a better space now that I'd be able to, but then I was just off it.
I mean, it could be that, or I mean, maybe you feel like obviously what you did, you made that sacrifice. You took a part of your career in your life.
Right.
You kind of you didn't think selfishly. You kind of thought about everybody, and again, that team player mentality in you. So now you're like, okay, I spent the last 2 years as close as I could. Right. Hopefully more, obviously.
Facts.
And now, okay, you know, I kind of reset that timer a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So you'll feel a little bit better.
Yeah, it's like you press a reset button. Like now, okay, cool. I was just with my fam for 2 years or however long
Right.
I'm be. Now I can go do 5
And
years.
not feel selfish.
Yep. You know,
I mean,
and I'm in a better space financially where hey, I can bring them to me now. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I went through that. People ask me all the time, like, man, why don't you coach college again? Why don't you? People hit me like, hey, my boy got a job, and it's
I
like,
would never
cool.
coach college.
Me either. Nobody gets it, but I'm like, my son. It's funny side story. My son, I was in LA coaching at Dominguez. My son's mom sent me a picture, and he had fell and cracked his tooth open, and that was my decision. I said, I can't do this.
You want to be there?
I'm tired of watching my son grow up
through a
cell phone.
Yeah,
and it's not fair. I have parental paranoia bad anyway, to where it's like I always want to like protect my kids.
For sure.
I
don't think that's a paranoia. I think you just being a dad, bro.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't got no kids.
People make it seem like I'm super extreme, but I'm super overprotective of my son.
Man, that's That's what you brought into this world. People will protect their phone more than they'll protect their kids.
Exactly.
Or protect their job more than they'll
right.
protect their. That don't make no damn sense, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this something you made. This something. That's why I ain't had kids yet, bro, because I want kids bad as hell. I do. I want to be a father, bro. I want my kids to be able to see me play. I don't want to tell my kids like, oh, your dad was there. Yeah, I don't. Come on. I want my kids to know your pops got down.
Right.
And I just ain't ready to devote my whole life to someone else. Like, everything you
100%.
do, every decision you make, like, I can't go buy no Gucci shoes or no Dior shoes because, I mean, I can, but it's just like you got to think twice.
Think twice about it.
Hey, my little nigga back, you know what I'm saying?
Again,
He need to eat.
There goes that guilty conscious again. It's like,
but it's not guilty though. I think it's just making better movements, better decisions. Because I look at it like that shit don't even matter.
It doesn't.
And so this is a better cause.
But if you take the aspect of I'm treating myself, it does matter. You know what I mean? Because I go through that now. It's like just a few weeks ago, I went up to Reno by myself.
Okay.
And
you told me about that.
And I was up there for about 5-6 days. My uncle lives up there. One day I left my room. I put my phone under the pillow and wouldn't answer it. But I have to do that for me.
Yeah, for sure.
For my mental health, because I get too overwhelmed because my phone rings a lot now, and I got of course you know, I got all this shit going on, and it's like sometimes it's like I gotta unplug.
Yeah,
you know what I
sure.
mean? So that's what I mean. And some people that way is retail therapy. I'm not that type of person, but everybody has their things that they
their
do.
Guilty pleasures. For
exactly.
Sure.
So then we kind of got off on a tangent. So let's talk about how you get when the call up. How you got, what was it, Exhibit 10 or what is it called?
Nah. So yeah. So after the season, my first year last year in Santa Cruz, they invited me to summer league. Mm-hmm. Cool. This is exciting. Like, I had never did anything NBA. I didn't do no workouts out of college. I never even talked to anybody in the NBA.
Crazy.
I'm sitting on the top of just getting invited to summer league. I'm sitting on top of the world, and so I go to summer league and I'm just playing, bro. Like, I ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? And just what I do, bro. What I do is like, it's always gonna be valuable. Mm-hmm. Like. Mm-hmm. Respect to great shooters, but if you a shooter and you go 0 for 10, it's just like, okay, well, what the fuck are we paying you for? Mm-hmm. But if you a person who plays defense, play hard, and just when you play hard, rebounds is gonna fall into your lap. When you play hard, points is offensive rebound, boom. Yep. When you play hard, fast break, easy bucket. Yep. So I can go get those easy 4 to 6, 8 points, but then it ain't no pressure to really just, he has to score. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I just really went out there, played hard, and before summer league was over, bro, they invited me to training camp. And so I went to training camp, and I had been hearing rumors from other people, like
I was hearing them.
Other agents and other people in the basketball world, like, you wasting your time going to Warriors.
Not that. I wasn't hearing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, shit, you can enlighten me on what you was hearing, because I would love to know, because I love to smile in people's faces that, talk shit about me. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't gonna say nothing about it, but I just want you to know I'm here.
I'm here.
But yeah, so it was some people telling me, like, you wasting your time. They're not gonna sign you. They gonna sign some Alfonso McKinney and blah blah. And so, cool. All right. Well, y'all want me to turn down? First of all, it's my only NBA opportunity. That's first and foremost. Second of all, it's the fucking Warriors. Not just because I'm from Oakland, bruh, or just because I'm from the Bay, but bruh, they're the best organization regardless of sport of the decade. That don't happen by accident, bro. Like, you got the Lakers, you got the Real Madrids and the PSGs and the Barcelona soccer clubs who are paying people $50 million. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, come on, bro. This is a very well-accomplished organization. You know what I'm saying?
This is a no-brainer.
I get the opportunity to just go hoop with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. I get the opportunity to go learn from Steve Kerr. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are y'all talking about right now? And so I just took that with a grain of salt, bro, because one thing I ain't gonna lie is when I was in college, I used to let shit that people said about me affect me. And not always affect me in a negative way where it like made me mad or made me dislike them, but also affect me in a way where I wanted to prove them wrong.
You consumed it.
Yeah, and now I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not tripping at all. Like, my life is cool. I touch league, bro. At one point in my basketball career, I was one of the best 4 players in the world. I mean, one of the best 400 players in the world. You know what I'm saying? And so I went, bro. I wasn't gonna turn that down. And I ended up getting cut, and I was hurt, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That one really hurt. Because I was just so happy to be there and so excited to be there. And so I went back down to Santa Cruz. And when I went to Santa Cruz, Key was there. And like I said, Kiwi was actually the first one that I met out of everybody.
DBC thing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Him and Pee Wee. We used to be at the YMCA and was on 43rd, 47th?
47th, East Lake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And so then I had ended up meeting Mill probably like a year later or something. But Key, bro, he just spoke confidence into me, bro. And like I said, you need those people around you to water your plant. Like, I had went back down there, and maybe I wasn't that nigga. You know, I had even had to talk with some of the staff, and they told me, you're going to be the 4th option offensively. All right, cool. I'm not here. The Warriors ain't going to sign me to go get buckets, and I'm trying to show them what I can do for what they want me to do. So, all right, I'll find my buckets as they come. But I knew that I needed to show that I could shoot. So to start the season, bro, I went 0 for 27 from 3. 0 for 27. And I remember having a conversation with Kiwi, bro, and he was just like, you got to stop bullshitting, first of all. Like, yeah, you showing up 30 minutes before practice or an hour before everybody else is getting there before practice, you getting your extra shots up, but when are you getting your real extra shots up? So then I really start going to the gym 2 and 3 times a day. And then I stopped, bro, for like a month, I was shooting like 58% from 3. And I was averaging like 17 and 12. And I'm not saying, like, it's just those percentages, those numbers change.
They change,
and you taking good shots, and you showing you know how to play, and then that's just where shit started
At that point,
flowing.
you're a whole different player.
Exactly. And so shit started flowing. I wasn't disturbing nobody. I wasn't diminishing nobody's light by me shining because I was playing the right way.
Right.
I was making my open shots. I was, playing my game. Mm-hmm. And so then it just all fell into place when, the trades and stuff happened.
That's crazy.
And so they signed me for the rest of the year.
Did you want to try to set that up, or are you good?
I'm just doing it right here.
Okay, yeah. All right. So they signed you for the rest of the year. So when I said the rumors I was hearing that you were about to get signed. It wasn't. Okay. So that, maybe when I said that, it was a little bit later.
Well, see, yeah, there was rumors about that. Maybe, I don't know whether it be in training camp, maybe. But so Alfonso McKinney was supposed to. That was the guy that was going to be signed. He still had to earn his spot, but injuries ended up happening. Willie Cauley-Stein got hurt preseason. They needed a big. So they signed Marquise Chris. You know what I'm saying? So, and then during the season, everybody knows the 2 ways change. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what everybody was referring to. But then Marquise Chris ended up being put on 2-way. And so that was about 3 days. And what's crazy, bro, is like, I was so mad about that. I wasn't mad that he got put on 2-way. Right. I was just mad that it wasn't me. Right. Because I wasn't expecting it, but I thought it was going to be me. Like, I had went to camp, and then, like, I started playing well. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was shooting 58% from 3. We was winning some games. I just felt like it was coming. Mm-hmm. And so then he got put on 2-way, and I was pissed off. And it's crazy how God works, bro, because then if you be patient, then 3 days later, I end up getting signed for the whole season. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
It is. That's hard. So, and I remember it happening, bro. I was so juiced, bro. Like, I'm like, damn, this is crazy.
How does it feel watching us celebrate you? Because for me, I'm not gonna lie, when it first happened, like when I first started hearing about it, even when you started having success in when you were in Mexico, I was watching it, right? And and this is my fault, and I try not to be like this now. I was always hesitant to like reach out. Like I would comment on your shit every once in a while or whatever, but I was like, damn, I don't want to make it seem like I'm only fucking with him now because of his success. You know what I mean? Especially, like I say, that story I told you about Los Positas, like, I've been remembering you from then.
Right.
When you were so me knowing my intentions, I still don't know how people perceive it. You know what I mean? I know, like you say, your phone probably never stops ringing, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
How does that feel, like, watching, like, the cats who were older than you that I know you used to watch us and all of that. So how does that feel to you?
It's dope. I mean, just off the strength of hoops, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope getting love from you. It's dope getting love from DL Dame.
Right.
You know, it's dope getting love from TJ. Like, I looked up to TJ and Kiwi and Bari and DA. Like, now they be showing me stupid love. And these is my brothers, but it's just different. Because it's just like, I've earned all of this. I've played the role of looking up to y'all. Like I said, I ain't never hated on nobody, bro. I just waited my turn to shine. You know what I'm saying? And so it's cool. I don't take nothing of people like coming out the woodworks or like reaching out. Like, I appreciate that. Like, it ain't nothing wrong with just giving somebody their flowers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even by you, and I'm not saying you, but you, whoever you is, by you reaching out to me and showing me love, like, that don't necessarily mean when people scared of people getting close to this and this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I'm in a space where can't nobody control this no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've just recently got to that true space maybe about 2 months ago.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying?
Mine is about 8 or 9, but same here.
I mean, you're a little older than me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So can't nobody really get to this no more. And nobody could ever get to this.
Right.
I don't fuck around with my money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because one, I've been homeless twice before. I know what it's like to be poor.
Wow.
I ain't stingy, but yeah, if you my partner, you can come have a good time with me if I'm having a good time. Now, I ain't breaking nobody off like, hey, go do this, or buying bottles to impress nobody, or just because y'all here. Like, I ain't doing that.
Right.
You gonna get the true essence of me at all times, bro. And if I want to have a good time and it's on my budget, then we gonna have a good time.
Right.
If I'm driving to LA and I got 2 empty seats in the back seat and a nigga like, hey, can I hop in with y'all? Yeah, come on.
Right.
You need gas money? No, I'm going anyway.
Right.
You're not taking away from me. So as long as you don't get in my way to continue to move forward or slow me down to progress, whether that be emotionally, mentally, intellectually, financially, or physically, then we good money. By you reaching out and giving me my props, like, that's cool. As long that says more about you as a person than your actual phrase, because it is hard to reach out to somebody sometimes. I feel the same, like what you just said, I feel the same way with Dame Lillard.
Right.
We got a good relationship, but I know it's so many people reaching out to him, asking him for shit.
Right.
Like, it's hella people asking me for shit now. I can only imagine what people are asking.
How do you know?
Like, he's up here and I'm up here. You know what I'm saying? He's number 1 on his team. I'm number 15 on my team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I just try to respect people's mental space. You know, I just hit them up, and I don't like hit them up with no question. I just hit them up like, hey, bro, like I fuck with the song, or hey, bro, I see you with the game winner. Congratulations, man. I run into Dame all the time. I run into Dame in Vegas. Come with me, everything on me. Yeah. But that just goes without being spoken of, because I don't ask for anything, and even beyond ask for anything, I ain't getting in your way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you dealing with people, even in my world, because I'm much more busy than I was a year ago or 2 years ago, but in his world, like, as long as you don't slow him down, then you good. You know what I'm saying? Because he got that essence about him. Like, he bring love, whatever, he show everybody love. So as long as you just ain't fucking my shit up, then we good.
And that's one thing about him is LA. I'm in LA. I pull up to the club by myself, waiting on Kiwi to meet me. We at Penthouse. This is like my first time at Penthouse. My boy Crump, Javon Crump, he was a hooper too. He's a promoter out there, so he has the tables with all the females. So I always pull up to the neck and I just go in or whatever. So
it's easier to maneuver when you come alone.
Exactly.
Come alone.
All the time.
Come alone. Everywhere. Stop inviting people.
Yes, exactly. So Kiwi meet me there. I'm walking to go meet Kiwi. All I hear is Justin. I look, it's Dame.
Exactly.
And first thing he say is, nigga, come here.
Exactly.
I go over there. Of course, the table, you know, and first thing he say is, I'm like, bro, he like, what you doing here? I'm like, I live out here. He like, oh, for real, blah, blah, blah. That's when I'm coaching at Dominguez.
Okay.
He like, man, take my number down, blah, blah, blah. And whenever I hit him, he responds.
He responds.
And then same thing, bro. Whenever I come to LA, I'm going to hit you, blah, blah, blah. I done been to his games, but I'm also the guy that go to the game. Like I said, I was at y'all game at the Coliseum, but I watch the game, I support, I post my social media, and I get up out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because that's just my personality.
Exactly. You ain't got to stick around to wait on them to show. Y'all know what it is.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, as long as me and you, whoever you is, have a good understanding, like, I can fish out bullshit, bro. Like, even though I got more money now, I wasn't just born yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been, like, even when I was in Mexico, I was the man in Mexico. Like, I know what fake love looks like.
But to not shy away from my main point is that says a lot about you as a person as well as Dame. You know what I mean? Because you have to be approachable in order to be approached.
And it don't make no sense in creating enemies for no reason. Like, now you reach out to me and I'm gonna be like, oh, nigga, like, fuck you. Like, you wasn't on that. You didn't have that energy when I was playing in Santa Cruz, or you didn't have that energy when I was sitting the bench at Marquette. But why would I do that? Like, all right, whatever, bro. I really don't give a fuck about Marquette, what I did at Marquette, or whatever was behind me. Yeah. Like I said, I'm on a non-guaranteed contract. I'm trying to go get a couple mil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even thinking about any of that. Right. So it don't make no sense in me creating enemies or creating this tension between me and somebody who either I'm cool with or remotely cool with. You know what I'm saying? I go out in the town. I'm in 310. I'm at the bar. Right. I'm at halftime. I'm at the bar. Like, I want to be able to move amongst my peers without having to look over my shoulder or have to, worry about, am I going to be good in my city? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, that ain't no way to live, bro. Nah, you know what I'm saying? And that's also what I try to preach to people. Like, it ain't no way to live like that, bro. You 100%. Shouldn't have to live in paranoia and worried about niggas trying to get you.
Just another side note on Dame, just about how real and dope he is. And then I'm gonna tie it back into you. When I first started my training thing, and I was posting a lot, I was training at Fremont still. He texted me, and I was at work, and I seen his name pop up. I'm like, damn, what he want? Not like in a bad way. It was like, damn, I ain't talked to him in a minute. First thing he said was, where you going to be Sunday? Are you going to be at Fremont? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm going to try to pull up for the kids. That right there, even though he couldn't make it, I'm like, bro, what?
It's like, a small gesture, but it's going to mean the world to them kids.
And we ain't spoke about that since, but him texting me that is like, all right, bro.
Right.
Like,
you didn't have to
That's
ask.
love, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's something, even you, when I started to open gyms, first time I talked to you, he's like, bro, it's going to be like, for sure. I'm like, we're going to do it. Right. Without a doubt. And you were part of that going to it. Because what is coming now is I got some people hitting me about that shit. Like, and what the people want to put their pieces in and what they want to do. But when I was hitting them back then.
It wasn't the same.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But for people like you and Will and Media and all of y'all who pulled up, it showed that, like, nah, this is the real deal.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And
we coming because we fuck with you.
Right.
Like, we ain't coming for no other reason just because we.
And then I'm coming because I love watching y'all niggas hoop. I'm in there talking shit. I'm instigating on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm in my element. I'm watching some of my favorite. Because again, you guys in your own ways, like I said, Rod is one of my favorite young hoopers to watch. And me and him don't even have the tightest relationship. When I first became a fan of him, we had never even met. I just like, damn, who was this young nigga? Because I had never heard of him. And I'm watching him, I'm like, damn. And I followed him as JUCO because he went to Sheridan. I think he went to Sheridan. No, he went to Indian Hills. He went to Indian Hills, and remember, I played in the national JUCO thing, so I know about that. He was getting triple doubles. I'm following y'all. And I'm like, bro, from afar. I'm like,
he was the first nigga getting triple doubles in high school around here.
Yeah, Rod is a beast.
Yeah,
Rod
killer.
is a beast. Let's talk about a little bit about the protest that you guys put on. I want to kind of shed some light on that, man. That was one of the most powerful. I've spoken about it damn near on like 4 episodes already, but that was one of the most dopest things I've ever been a part of. And I wasn't talking much, and I know a lot. Mark made a comment like, damn, nigga, you acting funny. It's like, nah, I'm living in this moment. Like, being a part of something that powerful, watching 2 of my younger brothers, of course, y'all both taller and big, but 2 of my people who I look at younger brothers than me, putting something on, and then, like, me and Kiwi went to go meet Clay, and, obviously I know Clay's brother from being with Kiwi, and then seeing Steph there, it's like, damn, my niggas really put this on. Like, how was that? Like, just talk a little bit about that.
It was dope, bro. I mean, we had spoke about it the night before.
That was
the craziest part because we have this long-term plan, but like the whole movement has died, and like we not trying to live in the moment, and it kind of sucks because like once you put this on your shoulders, people expect you to be frontline every day. And at the same time, like people need to understand, one, you not frontline every day. So put yourself in my shoes, first of all. Second of all, I have a livelihood to maintain. I have to go do my job, protect my mental health, be at work.
You have to maintain your platform.
Maintain my platform, exactly, because that's what's giving me this.
Exactly.
So I still got to take my ass to the gym every single day. I was in the gym before the protest. I was late to the protest because I was smashing from Frisco to get there. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so that's just the only part that is just like whatever about it. But it was dope, bro. We have a long-term plan, but I had initiated like, nah, we got to do something tomorrow. Yeah. Now, I don't care, like, as long as we didn't know how big it was going to be, we didn't even think about that, bro. It was just, like, organic in the moment, like, running off emotions, like, fuck it, let's do it. We just want to, bro, like, we all very well-educated young men. And not saying that we smarter than anybody else by no means, but we got knowledge to give back. You know what I'm saying? We got game to give back. I can show youngsters how to get to the NBA. Or I can't show them how to, but I can tell them what not to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what not to do with your money. I can tell you what to do at the age of 18, 19, 20. Don't wait till you 27. Right. Now you start thinking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning that at the age of 25. Why am I learning that at 25? Right. So I'm trying to just, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we got knowledge to give back. And then also we trying to bring people together, bro. Like I tell people all the time, I'm Mexican and I'm black. Right. I've lived both lives. Like I got 2 Mexican friends ever. Wow. Two. And I just met Yosh about 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, Yosh. So I've really only had 1 Mexican friend prior. You know what I'm saying? I grew up all around. If you talk to anybody that, I mean, even you can vouch. Like, you would never think, oh, he Mexican. Like,
I never knew that
Juan,
until
Juan, nigga.
Right. You know I never knew that until I
the
heard
NBA really started throwing it out there.
Well, I knew it when you played in Mexico, but that's when I found out.
But people really ate it up when the NBA started throwing it out there, and so. I will, like, bro, I see, like, my Mexican family struggle with, like, deportation and ICE and this, that, and the third. And
so you're fighting a double battle.
So I'm fighting 2 battles, but realistically, we are all fighting one person, battle, just 2 separate battles, when really we should just come together and fight these people. That's hard. Bro, we all coexist already. Why we don't fight together? And I think that should be respected in all aspects of culture. Like I said, even when it comes to my Mexican people, when people make ice jokes and la migra and say shit like that, like I don't fuck with that, bro. Because I got family who really here, you know, undocumented. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like even with Asians, I got friends who are Filipino and Japanese and Vietnamese and like sometimes it's fun. Like it's fun when y'all together, but like when you disrespecting people publicly on the internet or like in public when you saying shit like that, it's like it's not civilized. Because what you're doing now is and this is why I say don't fuck up what I got going. Because I can't just be walking around with people who just nigga this, nigga that, nigga this. Like that just sounds unprofessional and uncivilized. Like we can do that at the house. We can do that in the whip. We can do that when, you know, it's just time and place. Come on. Right. You know what I'm saying? No, sound civilized, sound professional, sound articulate.
I mean, that's even me. Like I speak. For some reason, I'm a nerd with words. So, like, when I hear a word that I don't understand, I go look it up. If I see a word I can't pronounce, I go look it up. And then I try to incorporate that in my everyday vocabulary. At one point, I wasn't like that.
But you older now, you smarter.
Right, of course. But I had a point where I told myself, I had got a new job, and the guy was like, what is one of your main goals in life? And I said, well, I want to change the fact that I have a personality for when I'm hanging out with my friends, and I have a personality for when I'm at work. I want to just be one person because this is taking too much of a toll on me. So now I speak the way I speak, and sometimes my friends call me Martin Luther King because I'm preaching, or they, you know, take me on Twitter, but I don't care no more. You know what I mean?
You gonna be who you gonna be. Exactly. Bro. I just learned like everybody gonna say something about anything at this point, bro. Like can't fuck them.
Right. Exactly. So anyway, that protest, man, super dope. Obviously, you guys got a lot of more stuff coming. So we'll try to keep that updated. Let's talk about the clothing situation with Ace for a little bit.
So man, I don't know if Barry had started. I think Barry was already had started Ace at this time, and I was in Mexico, and I got a lot of fans out there. You know what I'm saying? So I had made myself and my girlfriend a hoodie, and people was loving it. They was fucking with it. So I had made more, and bro, I was making like $1,000 a day, bro. But people don't want to buy online out there. And so they wanted to, you feel me, hand to hand. I can't do that. That's mentally, physically exhausting. Like I gotta, now my girl coming to the game with big ass bags to sell to the fan. It was too much. 2 distribution companies wanted to buy me out. A production company wanted to buy me out. Shit. Yeah, I just capped it because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the people, like, yeah, I got business over here, but business over there is different. And like now I'm like recalculating my steps and I understand my platform and what I can do. So, you know, Barry already got Ace. Like I said, bro, this is my partner. I'm in the league right now. I got a platform. I went from having 12,000 followers to having 50,000 followers overnight. That's crazy. And that's when that was training camp. And then I went from having like 60,000 to having 110,000 overnight in like 2 days. And then after the protest, I went from 110 to 130. Now I'm just a photographic memory. No. So that's why I remember these numbers. But I got this platform now, and I have a brand already. Like people, I've had if you go on my Twitter, I've had that JTA picture pinned for like 2 years.
Hella long,
I've had that JTA logo for like 4 years now. You know what I'm saying? That's just something like, I'm not into clothing like, I like buying clothes. I'm not into making, I'm not artistic like that. It was never meant for me to turn it into a clothing line. This is just my brand.
Right.
When I go do a protest, JTA gonna be on there. If I sponsor something, JTA gonna be on there. If I'm gonna be there, I don't want you to say Juan Toscano gonna be there. Just say JTA. Just put JTA on there.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And then it's just for the people, my moms, my friends. You know what I'm saying? Now when
Mill, bring me my damn shirt, Mill.
I went back to Mexico the last time. Now I gotta have security when I go to Mexico.
That's crazy.
So now, okay, fuck it. My security just gonna have JTA. Like, and I'm not a person to travel around with security. Like, that's really not my style. And I'm not saying security for protection, but I gotta have security for me to be able to walk.
Right, that's hard.
Cause the fans is like that.
That's hard.
And I never imagined my life being like this. So that's just what the JTA
There's no
is
manual, really.
No, it's not.
On how to prepare for something
It's not a manual, bro, but that's the dopest part because you live and you learn and you get to experience all these different experiences for the first time. You're not jaded, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different for some youngsters like who grew up in the league and it's just like, oh yeah, my pops brought me a BMW at the age of 16. Now I got a Benz at 19. Now you know what I'm saying? Right. I ain't never bought myself a car, bro. I fell into this car that I got. Right. It was just in the fam, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never, so I'm excited even if I'm gonna go buy, I wanna buy a Jeep. You know what I'm saying? I got enough money to go buy any car I want, but well, not any car, but
I know what you mean.
Essentially, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanna go buy a little ass Jeep, bro. Like, and that's gonna be the dopest thing in the world to me.
Hard, though.
But I'm not jaded because I didn't have a pops or a moms that bought me a Benz or this, that, and the third. So all these new experiences is dope. You know what I'm saying? And so, but back to the JTA shit, it was just, and it just kind of took off. So now I got a platform. Everybody else is making money off me. Why am I not making money off myself?
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And not that I'm even really trying to win off people. I'm really not. I'm really just trying to show people that I love them. Mm-hmm. I love them for supporting me. And if y'all want to support me, here's also something that y'all can support me when y'all not supporting me. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. When you're not cheering for me or you're not writing a comment on Instagram, you just wearing this to the grocery store and people might see that like, oh, I know Juan, that's dope. Yeah. Might take a picture of it and be like, somebody wearing your hat in Costco. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really what it was about, bro. It was just about creating this brand much bigger than clothing. Like, I'm going to do a lot of stuff in Mexico with basketball. I'm going to do a lot of stuff here with philanthropy work in basketball.
Man, however I can help,
I appreciate that.
Head first. However I can help. He'll tell you every talk I have with people that I feel I want to put as much back into as I can.
I appreciate that.
Whether it's Mexico, whether it's here. Obviously, I don't know much about that, but whatever way I can help, whether it's ideas, anything, I want to help.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of been my thing with the whole SJ10 thing. Is like he'll tell you when we first started, I didn't know what, like I met him and it was just like, he's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't really know.
You got to learn.
You know what I mean? I'm like, we got to just, and like the set has changed. Everything has changed. Right. Like obviously he's teaching me a lot because he's big on like, this type of shit. I'm just trying to build my brand. Yeah. To where eventually I'm going to put out sweats and all of that type of shit.
Exactly.
Just because I wear Ace every day.
Right.
Some form, fashion of Ace. Same. Every single day.
That or today, I mean, this is still Ace though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Ace,
see what I'm
JTA.
saying?
And then finally, that's what I wanted to do, bro. Like, Drake got a line. I'd rather give that 15% to people I fuck with. Yep. Like, why would I'm gonna make clothing anyway.
Right.
Why would I go pay somebody else to make me what my brother can make me?
Right.
And now we both eating. Like, he's eating directly because I'm gonna pay him for making my clothing.
Right.
And people are coming to the Ace site. And I
mean,
ain't
shit.
saying that. I
Go
ain't
ahead,
saying
I'm
that to say like, yeah, I'm doing anything for him. Nah, that's what I'm supposed to do.
That's what we.
Because that's my brother.
Yeah.
And if my brother eat, then I'm gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, one day I might have to call Barry and be like, hey, B, can I get a job?
Right.
I don't know what life holds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if we can continue to build each other up, and now we all established, now we can all provide these jobs for each other, for our families. And that's where you first start in recycling the black dollar.
Yep. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? I'm recycling my money right now.
Yep.
Because I'm going straight to Jabari Brown.
But that's what makes it fire, because even you pulling up on me, you know what I mean,
Facts.
with this.
I could give anybody this. I
Right.
ain't giving nobody this.
And you told me that.
You know what I'm
gave me-
saying?
And
I
that's
told
why
you that from
even
the beginning.
when I saw you the last time, you was like, bro, we gonna get it done. I'm like, bro, I'm not. I know when you tell me me knowing you, if you tell me you gonna give it to me, hey, we gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
That's why I was
right.
like, he was like, bro, nah, but I gotta. I'm like, bro, you don't have to explain nothing to me, bro. I know you well enough to know that we gonna get this shit done. And look
Facts.
what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is there anything specific that you got going on that you want to shout out? Wait, let me ask you this before you do that. How do you feel about, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, how do you feel about the playing or non-playing thing?
I think that's a personal choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we all grown men at the end of the day, and I've heard different stances on, we shouldn't play because there's other stuff going on in the world, or we should play because it gives us money and accessibility to do things. I understand, for me, the Warriors was giving me this platform to even have a voice.
Yep.
People didn't care about my voice 2 years ago,
Right.
but I still been the same nigga though.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
For anybody who knows me knows I've been preaching the same things because this is just who I am. This ain't new just because I'm on the Warriors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I had the opportunity to play, I don't know. I'm not there. I probably would play because, one, I need the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is my first year in the league.
Right.
And two, I understand that this is what's giving me the platform to even be able to have a voice in these youngsters' ears just because I'm in the NBA. If I was just a regular nigga walking down the street, 90% of them just gonna look at me and be like, oh, it's just another old head talking about
What
some
he used to
bullshit.
do, yeah.
Yeah. Like, nobody cares. And so I'm very conscious of that. You got to and I'm not, Kyrie's going to be Kyrie regardless. And I only use him because he came out publicly and said what he said. I ain't disagreeing with him. I ain't saying that I agree or disagree.
Right.
But his platform is different. Even if he don't play this year or next year or the next, people are still going to talk about Kyrie from 10 years from now. Yeah. Kyrie's still going to have $50 million in his bank account. You know what I'm saying? So his stance is different.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't feel no type of way. I just feel like if you feel unsafe and the NBA is granting you the option not to play, then don't play.
Right.
You know, they sign in two-way players, they sign in other guys, then cool, give somebody else an opportunity.
That's
you know
dope.
what I'm saying? That's
dope.
They ain't tripping, you ain't tripping, we ain't tripping. Let's just hoop. Nobody got a trip, bro. If niggas don't want to play, don't play.
I feel you. So back to that before, I'm sorry, I had to just get a take on that. Is there anything specific you want to shout out, anything you got coming up? I'm gonna put the link to the hoodies and the shirts and the hat, obviously, in the video. So, anything else that you got?
Nah. Well, shit. Just thank you for having me.
No, thanks for coming.
Man, the town. First of all, you know what I'm saying. That's where I'm from. It's the town, the place that raised me and made me, and it just was instilled all this in me. You know what I'm saying. And then my family, my brothers and sisters. Man, they mean the world to me, man. I don't ever really get the chance to thank them because life be moving too fast for me. So I love y'all to death. Y'all are my heroes. Like, they really are my heroes, bro. I'm so much more. I idolize them probably more than they idolize me. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even realize it because I know they get lost in the sauce too because they hearing so many. Like, my little brother's 16, so I'm sure all his friends be like, oh, your brother plays for the Warriors.
Right.
Then my little sister same way, my older brother same way. You know what I'm saying? So then my mom's for sure. My girlfriend, I wouldn't have went to Santa Cruz if she didn't make me go. I missed that part in the story.
That's dope.
Like I said, when I heard about the money difference, I said nah, and she said yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her, and that made me. I was with her because I knew she wasn't with me for the wrong reasons, but that made me realize she really wasn't with me for the wrong reasons. Because $120,000 cash, that's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That's like making damn near $300 in the States, and if you make $300 in the States, you rich.
Right.
So that made me realize that she didn't care about the money. She was more so concerned with me following my dream and being happy in life. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her for that.
That's fire.
And then shout out to the whole IDF, man. You know, we really trying to build something, and I'm proud of them, bro. They inspire me every day. You know, everybody's doing something. And you can't say that about a lot of, you know, crews, cliques, whatever you want to call it, you know. So shout out to the gang, man. Damn, I don't know if I'm missing anybody. I think the people that I wanted to thank, I thanked them within the interview. But if I miss you, I'm sorry. Thank you. I love all of y'all. I really mean that, bro, from the bottom of my heart, bro, because like I said, there's been so many people that's lended me a helping hand, bro, in so many different ways. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just like Meaty calling me, or Stephen and his people's letting me come sleep on their floor, you know what I'm saying? Or TJ and them just, bro, anytime I have a big game, I call Phil Taylor.
Really?
To this day. Because I know he going to talk that shit that I need to hear. And so that's what I'm thankful for. Because I'm thankful that I got somebody to call when I need to get prepared for these big moments in my life. Because say I go out there and just shit my pants the whole 13 games I was playing.
It could be over. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The easy part is done. I got to the league. Right. Now I need to stay in the league. You know what I'm saying? That's the hard part. So just, man, shout out to them. For sure.
Well, again, man, I thank you for pulling up on me, bro. Got it done, man. I appreciate you. Definitely want to I want to do something again with you, but obviously on that side to where I kind of come down there and, you know, just chop it up about random shit.
For sure.
Again, I love what you're doing, bro. Keep being an inspiration to me. You know, the rest of, obviously you have a whole country behind you, which that has to be amazing.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah, just everything, bro. Like I said, I love you, man. Thanks for pulling up. Any way I can help, everything you got coming up, let me know. I'm going to continue to support you. You know, I kind of be in the background.
I know how you move, bro. I know how
you know I'm there. So
I
that's
know.
all that matters.
And we know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's all that matters.
And again, man, thanks for that open run shit, man. We're going to keep that going. Thanks for pulling up, bro.
You know, man.
That was, like I said, that was a start to something. Like I said, everybody been hitting me trying to fucking.
I got to come hoop, man. These youngsters, if you ain't in the league, they don't think you can hoop. I know Catcher Valley days was a long time ago.
Right. You got to give them a reminder. Yeah. And it's good to watch y'all too, watch the family. Because it's weird before we get out of here. It's like, we all have relationships with each other, but it's separate relationships.
For sure.
Like my relationship with you and then Bari is not intertwined.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like you didn't meet me through Bari.
Even Bari and Meal. Like
right.
I have a separate relationship with them, and it's weird.
Fact,
but then we're all like a fraternity to where when we see each other, it's love.
It's all love.
When we come together, it's a fucking movie. Like every time.
And that's how I gotta be, bro. Because I watched the LA cats do it. I was real close with Darrell Wright.
Okay.
And then I ended up being close with a dude named D. Mitch. He was. This is a tangent, my bad.
No.
He was Brandon Jennings' manager when I was in Milwaukee. And I just watched how they all, like, bro, D. Mitch treated me like I was his brother, bro, from, like, his for real blood brother. Like, he looked out for me. Shout out to D. Mitch, man.
That's
like,
fire.
That dude, bro, he looked out for me. Like, I can't talk about everything because NCAA violations and all that, but he looked out for me, bro. And so that's what we need to be like. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That LA Unified shit they got going on, you know what I'm saying? How Atlanta rappers be, like that's how we got to be, whether it's with a podcast or a clothing line or the NBA, you know what I'm saying? It's dope to see everybody go buy my jersey. Y'all go and buy my jerseys, put the NBA on notice, like, okay, he got fans.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how we got to be, bro. Just keep pulling each other up. And like I said, man, just because you shine, don't dim my light.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Appreciate it.
That was dope.